Alrighty, everybody, we are back live. Sorry, it just took a little bit more time. Just kind of had to brush up the hair, man. It just looked like absolute garbaggio. So we're back live. Of course, we're doing the watch along for the LA Lakers versus the Lakers versus the Clippers. So just be aware of that. We are live now officially on the channel. Let me just make sure. Yep, we're live. I see us on the channel now. So we are live. We're officially live and kicking. So guys, we're back here again. So let me see here.
Not only just the fans, but they're very close people to us that helped us get there. For me, I don't even own my championship rings. I gave my first to my brother. I mean, my dad. My second to my brother. So if you guys are in here, welcome once again to the Charge live stream. Again, guys, we are going to be talking about the Lakers versus the Clippers. Kind of tell me who you guys have in the prediction of who you think will win. Will it be the Lakers, the Clippers? Let me know in the comment section down below.
Now, a special moment, whether it's packed to the rafters or if it's just the players themselves.
Oh, no question. I mean, because the greatest players in the game they don't always win. So we
got two viewers in here, so let's see if we can just kind of pick up from where we left off, guys. This was kind of a great little conversation, great flow. So we're hoping for the best again for this next live stream.
Being a pro, and I'm like, there's only 5,000 people who's ever played in a game in the NBA, in the history of the game. Only 5,000 people who's ever donned that floor, a little bit more than 5,000. So let's talk about how that we can have dreams, but there's other things. But now imagine out of those 5,000, there are ones that only won NBA championships. So there's a lot of great players. Obviously, we're sitting with one, but, we're going to joke with you later about it. But right now, we're serious about, there's a lot of great players that don't win. So you're in such a small fraternity of people. You have a great appreciation on a night like this.
But, Kenny, if you're great and you don't win, are you really great? Just think about that.
See, that's jokes.
I thought you said it was going to be later. I didn't think it was going to be immediately after.
Wow, just think about it.
Alrighty, we're live once again, ladies and gentlemen. Again, guys, if you are just tuning in, we are The Charge. We bring you guys NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions Monday through Friday, with the occasional Saturday, Sunday, depending on what's going on. If there's a big game or if there's something to talk about, we will be doing that. But again, guys, like I said, we're here live Monday through Friday talking about the NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. We talk about the James Harden scenario. We talked about our previews and predictions. So go and check that out in the comment section down below. I'll just mute the three guys really quick as we kind of continue to proceed with what you need. But yeah, guys, we're live again. 4 of you guys in here, so appreciate that. What did you make of the first game so far? I thought that the Warriors were kind of easily outscored and they were overmatched. So we'll see if the Lakers can do the same thing to the Clippers, because I don't believe in the Clippers at all, man. I think the Clippers are going to struggle. I think they're going to be a little bit fatigued. So we'll see what happens as it pertains to the next live stream. Or sorry, it's the next game, which is of course the Lakers Clippers. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below of that game. I mean, like I said, it's an interesting one. It's a great game, but now we'll see what happens. And then just kind of seeing here the Warriors Nets, it was just a complete blowout. Kyrie Irving 25 points, Kevin Durant 22 points, Kyrie Irving 26 points, 9 points from Dinwiddie, 10 from Harris. I mean, if you can get 20 from LeVert like he has done here, then I think you're gonna be chilling. But let's move over to the Lakers Clippers kind of preview and predictions. They have the matchup predictor for ESPN has the Lakers winning 58% compared to 41.9 for the Clippers in their kind of pick'em games. The over-under is 219 points for both teams. Obviously, if I believe, if we're not mistaken, it's plus 110 for the Clippers, minus 130 for the Lakers. So it seems like everybody's kind of picking the Lakers in this game. So we'll see if we can kind of keep that consistently, keep that going. Oh, yeah, and then let me, guys, sorry I missed the, I forgot it was the championship ceremony. Well, I knew, but I just totally forgot. So if you guys want to know, I'll show you what the Lakers ring looked like as they got their championship for the 2020. Their Mickey Mouse ring, as some people like to call it, even though I don't agree with that at all. So let me move over to live scene really quick. And we'll show you guys what it looks like. Let's see, web browser. Whoops. Lakers championship ring. done. So this is what it looks like. Purple and gold, obviously. So this is what their championship ring looks like. It looks pretty good. I think that they definitely got a nice looking ring. We'll see if they can kind of keep that going on. We also have here that Simmons is not worried about the trade rumors. I mean, it looks like it's starting to heat up a little bit. So before the game starts, which starts in about 2 minutes, we can kind of talk about this. You know, we see here that Ben Simmons says, no, after practice, I come every day, take it one day at a time, ready to work. I'm with my teammates every day. I wake up every time I got a Sixers uniform. I represent the Sixers, so my mentality never changes. So, Ben Simmons got kind of a brave face. I think he's kind of realizing, like, look, I'm just here to get my championships. I'm just here to do well. But we all know that the writing's on the wall for Ben Simmons. I feel like, especially if he doesn't improve from last year and is kind of the same player each and every year. I mean, I know he's an all-star. I know he's a great player. But when you don't have a three-point shot consistent, it just kind of adds a lot of, basically a lot of X factors to kind of give you up for criticism. Sorry, I guys kind of showed you that. We'll kind of go back to the... let me see if this has like kind of just what I need. Yeah, we'll kind of have here. Actually, you know what? Let's go here. I think this is better. Yeah, so we'll start kind of here. So yeah, I mean, like I said, we're live here on The Charge each and every day, Monday through Friday. Remember to hit that like button. Also remember to hit that subscribe button if you're new. And again, guys, we are live today talking about the LA Clippers versus the LA Lakers in a sort of kind of a little brother, big brother rivalry, with the big brother always winning. So we'll see if we can let's see if people can step up. We'll see if there's some sort of situations where we have people stepping in. But at the same time, guys, I think it's going to be a long night for the Clippers. I don't see anybody on the Clippers, to be honest with you, that can really affect the team in that way. So, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys make of what's going on? I think that this is going to be an interesting scenario as it pertains to, what's going on for the NBA. What are your predictions for the upcoming game? I got the Lakers in the blowout. I got the Lakers winning by at least 24 points tonight. I think the Clippers are going to show themselves to who they really are. They're a bunch of frauds, and I don't think that they're going to live up to the expectations. Like, I know Kawhi Leonard's still a great player. I know that Paul George is kind of, he's a little suspect at best. But what I do see, we got a great Christmas game on with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, Mavs versus Lakers. So that should be a fun one. But yeah, I do think that this is going to be a blowout. I don't really necessarily see a situation or a gimmick where I see, really, in my opinion, like I just don't see it from the Clippers, man. I don't think the Clippers are that good. I think that their bench has gotten a little bit weaker. I know that they got Luke Kennard. Can he stay healthy? That's going to be the biggest thing for me. And let's go back to the game break really quick.
Our game break continues as we
they're kind of monitoring Kawhi Leonard and all this other stuff. So let's listen in and kind of chillax, relax, and kick your feet up as we watch the LA Lakers versus the LA Clippers.
Los Angeles Lakers.
Who does everyone have in this game? You have the Lakers or you have the Clippers in this one?
Got paid this offseason. And
Tyronn Lue is the head coach now for the Clippers. Was that a smart move too? Let me know in the comment section down below.
Former coach. Yep. Ty Lue now in control of the Clippers, and going to be running some triangle there at the urging of Kawhi Leonard. How do you compare this Clipper team, Shaq,
some triangle offense,
to the one that blew the 3-1 lead last year?
Well, I don't know that because we haven't seen them play. But it's going to be up to their 1-2 punch. Both of them didn't really play up to par, especially Paul George. Even though he got the extension, we expect him to be a little bit better. Ever since he emerged in Indiana, going against LeBron and D-Wade, that's the Paul George we expect to see. Really didn't, play that well. And of course, he threw shots at his coach and did all that. But at some point, you have to, take it.
Yeah, Shaq speaking facts here.
And say, what, I got to do this. I must do this.
I can't believe you blame the coach. Like, you're not getting me in the right spots. I'm upset. Like, come on, man.
Which last year
you got to, he's basically putting you in a Ray Allen situation. So how, like, Ray Allen made the most of it. I don't know how you can't.
Out of all the things that could go wrong inside of the bubble, their team, everything happened to them.
Let's see here.
Like, everything, they're like, okay, a guy goes out and has to leave. Okay. Another guy has to leave, and he gets, being seen in places he shouldn't be. Then, like, it was like everything. The only little distraction.
Man, I really wish the games really started at 7 o'clock.
They had it, and that surprised me about that team. With the veterans that were on it, And the
Also, I don't
guys
know if you
how
guys
hard
saw.
they play,
Did everyone see the
I still
ring
think they're fragile.
for the LA Lakers? I
think
mean, I'll
that,
show it again really
when
quick
they're
for
talking
people that
about
weren't here.
changing,
I'll just show you the live
offense
scene so you guys can kind of check
they
out.
gotta play harder.
Now, this is the ring that they got. I think it looks pretty good. I like it.
They don't have to say anything else.
You know, this is we'll kind of go here, kind of what the championships look like.
Blame coaches.
You know, we got LeBron James leave a legacy.
At some point, as a player,
Yeah, it's kind of cool that they
gotta
have
say,
like
hey, screw
the
the coach.
series of all them. I mean, they were
coach.
dominant.
I
Goddamn.
have been on teams.
And then inside the
Hey,
ring,
man,
you got all
forget
the.
what
That
he
is pretty
said.
dope.
We got to
I like
make
that
a
you have
play
all
to
the Hall
win
of Fame
game.
jerseys in the
And
ring.
when,
That's
listen,
pretty cool.
With great money comes great expectations. They gave that dude $200 million. They gave the other guy $200 million. Those two guys got to play good. They got to play great. Plain and
Clippers,
simple.
Every night.
Clippers and Lakers. Kevin Harlan, Reggie Miller on the call. It is game 2 of
All
our
right,
opening night
let's see, guys. We're gonna
doubleheader
go back
right
to
now
the
on TNT.
go back to just chatting.
Opening night means closing up the last chapter before we move on.
Oh wait, hang on. Let's make sure we don't get copyright strike for that one. All right, guys. I'm not gonna play the song, even though I do like the song. It's just with YouTube, man. They just want to take everything down. You know, we got Snoop Dogg with his PS5 mic. We got Lakers fans celebrating their championship. I mean, this is just gonna be a fun one, man. I think that they got the NBA championships. I think, you know, whether you hate the Lakers or love the Lakers, you gotta admit that they always find a way to get to the championship game. And you know, they kind of had the aspiration. You know, a couple years back, they decided like, were they gonna go youthful or were they gonna go LeBron James and try to build a legacy there? I think they chose correctly because, I mean, you never know when you're going to get a championship like this opportunity, man. I think it's the same thing with the Eagles and the NFL. It's like you never know when you're going to get an opportunity to win a championship. So they went for it. They got it. You know, obviously, you know, you make some mistakes along the way. I mean, they've made several mistakes with Carson Wentz and also the team. But, you know, the Lakers so far have gone to perfection. They've gotten the role players that they wanted. But now let's listen in to Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller, Kevin Harlan. Reggie, there's a slew of big headlines all over the NBA to watch as we start a new year.
Well, I'm going to talk about the short turnaround. Only 71 days for teams like the Lakers and the Heat. How about Bucks fans? Sigh of relief, Giannis resigns. The return of KD and Kyrie we saw tonight, 48 combined points in Brooklyn. And the saga in Houston, James Harden, can they find a suitor?
A lot of stories to cover, including 2 very important ones in the City of Angels. A lot of themes for both the Lakers and the Clippers going
Let's see
into
what the
a new
Lakers
year.
and Clippers lineup's going to be like.
Well, for the Lakers, they have the best 1-2 punch. And they've gotten younger, tougher. And
also, let me know what
who
color jersey you like for the
complement
Lakers. Are you
LeBron
like the
and
purple? Do you
AD.
like
As for
the
Clippers,
gold, or do you like the white?
disappointing in
Or do you like kind of the
versus
Mamba edition? I
Denver.
wish the Mamba
Gone
edition
is Doc
jerseys were
Rivers,
sold.
in is Ty Lue, but you still have
I
two
wish
of the
that was a
best
jersey that was
two-way
available, that
wing
was like the
players
actual NBA
in
made.
Kawhi
I know that
Leonard
they
and
didn't want to
Paul
make it
George.
because of obviously
This
scalpers
now
and
takes
stuff
us
like
to
that, but I would love that
tonight's
type of
starting lineup.
jersey.
They're presented by Kia.
I
Let's
just think they
begin
need
with
a.
the
I don't
Clippers.
understand what's the big deal of not making a lot of them. I still never understand that. Like as it pertains to jerseys, like shoes, maybe,
Well, a lot of
but jerseys I feel like
versatility
should be
and a lot
like
of
easily
length in that
accessible.
starting lineup
You know,
with
I was kind of
Batum
upset that I
and
missed
Ibaka
out on
being
the
able to
jerseys
switch
from
1 through
the
5.
Kobe Bryant one.
And with the Los Angeles Lakers,
And like the resale on them is
champions,
ridiculous. I believe it's like 500, 600 bucks.
a season ago. We know about LeBron James and certainly his running mate Anthony Davis. Dennis Schroeder is new, along with Mark Gasol, and they join
Also, it looks like Quinn
contiguous
Cook finally got a ride back,
2
and
new
he's
players
back
on
here
that
with the
front
Lakers. That's
five
good.
for LA.
Well, the rich get richer. And
Lakers
to me,
plus
adding
60.
Schroeder and more importantly, Marc Gasol,
Oh, Lakers plus
in my
60. I
opinion,
thought you said
one
they're
of the
winning by
best
60 tonight. I was like,
defenders
you really got them winning by 60 tonight?
alongside Anthony
Yeah, but I
Davis.
think
A
I
big
don't know about
plus
60. I definitely think it's going to be
defensively
with the
for
shortened
Frank Vogel and
season.
the
I think it's going to be a lot less.
You have a new
So I have them
coach,
probably
certainly,
winning
on the
about like
Clippers side,
55,
and Ty
56
Lue,
games.
who has
Like that's
been
kind
a
of where
coach
I'm going,
before.
leaning towards. Like they're going to win
And the
50
Los
plus games
Angeles
this year.
Lakers with
I
the
just.
second year coming up with
I
their
think they're
head
too
coach,
good.
Frank
The bench is
Vogel.
now better than
Our
it's ever been, and this is
officials
the
in
first time I feel like in a
Los
while where you can kind of say LeBron James is a favorite. And I think we'll see if he can play in that role. I know he did in Miami. He did it for a couple of those series, but let's see if he can do it again in a 2-peat. We got Lakers. Marc Gasol getting the start. Interesting. So what we got? We got KCP, we got Gasol, we got Anthony Davis, we got LeBron James, and who's the fifth guy? Dennis Schroeder getting the start. He wanted the start. He's getting the start. Let's see if Schroeder can step up.
Offensively, to get guys
Okay.
legs into their offense.
LeBron James, take a screen. Gonna set one for Anthony Davis. Get a little post up. See if he can't get a good look here. See if he can't go in his MVP.
Certainly, and he can spread the floor. 7 to fire. Davis the miss. And picked up by Paul George, coming off the disappointing playoffs a season ago.
Let's see here really quick.
Disappointing, but again, we talked about one of the best as Beverly gets all the way to the hole. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, in my opinion, two of the best two-way wing players, able to do multiple things at both ends of the floor.
Schroeder, who played at Oklahoma City a season ago, on top Gasol, who was with Toronto, and they've got LeBron. Up high, he'll work here. Shot clock at 1. Long shot over Batum, and that long reach may have altered the shot with Paul George the other way. Here comes Kawhi Leonard. He had a career high in scoring a year ago. Mismatch on Schroeder. Takes it in now with George. Outside, Batum. 3. Puts it down.
It was Batum.
Well,
Good
we're
pickup.
already seeing the effect of Batum's length defensively, contesting that shot by LeBron James, but what a sneaky pickup for the Clippers, bringing in Batum because he can do so many things at both ends of the floor.
So a 2-2 start for the Clippers, who have it. 0-3 start for the Champs, with a fadeaway and a whistle and a foul. And Batum's defense a moment ago, and the 3.
Well, how about the ball movement? Paul George collapses. That Laker defense finds Nicholas Batum, who really was on the shelves as the Charlotte Hornets were going younger last year. Didn't play a lot of games last year, but this is a guy that's going to take a lot of pressure off Kawhi and PG.
Man, he's got to come on, Ibaka. You got to get up with that, man. Let's see here, LeBron.
The Lakers with the turnover and down 5-zip. There's another turnover right there. And here comes Nick Batum with Portland, then Charlotte, where he really struggled. And there's a diminished role. Ibaka 3, no. And Anthony Davis is right there with the rebound. A year ago, averaging 9 rebounds a game. Lakers on the wing. Here's a drive. Contavious Caldwell-Pope with a new contract.
Dennis Schroeder, the German Rondo.
Puts it in.
And we talked about the rich getting richer. To add Dennis Schroeder, a guy who was in line for that 6th man of the year a season ago. Guy averaged 18 points in OKC just a year ago. What a great pickup for the Lakers.
Here's Batum finding a bucket with a spin inside into Gasol. Down he goes with a nice move. Counted for 2 and a foul. So 7-3
Big goose in the chat.
with the Clippers on top.
Schroeder, one of those guys who can not only score the basketball, but good at the defensive end as well, knocking down a 3. And here's the spin move by Ibaka right into the body of Marc Gasol, able to concentrate and get the potential end low.
Send the 3 right now.
Ibaka with Toronto a season ago.
I'm surprised he got the start.
From the free throw line, replacing Montrezl Harrell, who is now with the Lakers. His floor spacing certainly helps Leonard.
First up AD.
He can play a couple positions on that front line for the Clippers. Here come the Lakers and Anthony Davis. Working on Ibaka, takes it
Man,
inside.
too small.
Puts it down hard for LA. The Lakers
Ibaka's too little right now.
Flush right there.
Man, Kevin, isn't this what we saw from Anthony Davis during the playoffs last year in Orlando? Just dominating the 4s and 5s.
Here comes Kawhi Leonard. Down goes Davis. Up high, he got knocked down, draws a foul. Ibaka was there. Watch this play.
It's a beautiful quick move here by AD to get by Ibaka. No weak side help here for the Clippers.
Clippers inbounding. We talked about their new coach, Ty Lue, who coached LeBron in Cleveland, and they won a title. The drive by Leonard outside Ibaka 3. That's good. Nice triple outside.
Clippers trying to make this a game. I love it.
Again, he was 51% from three-point territory in the playoffs for Toronto a year ago. And he puts the Clippers on top now by 6. LeBron up high.
A lot of familiarity between Kawhi and Ibaka from their time in Toronto.
Nice hard
oh my goodness, dude.
by James, and a foul called as he plows
what
inside,
offense.
bouncing off the defense. And the foul called, it looked like on Batum. It was. He
Not
picks
sure
up
about
his
that
first.
offensive possession, but that's okay.
So LeBron James at the free throw line. Last season, 69%. In the playoffs, 72%. It's all NBA first team last year, once again, for a 13th
Come on, LeBron,
time.
I need that.
And a terrific season.
Because
as
LeBron's
he
my
wins
first
yet
round pick. I
another
need him to
ring
step
in
up.
the NBA. Tonight, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by the all-new Kia
Right now he's
Sorento,
at
the
-1
world's
for
first
me.
storytelling machine. And by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. James Fanning on the second. And the first, and here we go with Paul George. Slithery move, and he puts it up so smooth. George a season ago, averaging 21.
Nice quick hitter there by PG. A little drag action in the open court.
Come on, LeBron.
James up top. He'll put up an
Yeah, come on,
uncovered three.
LeBron. Hey, Yoy, how you doing, man?
Rebound pulled down by the feisty
Hope you're
guard,
doing well, man.
Patrick Beverley.
We're just kind of watching some
LeBron
Lakers,
has started 0 of 2, and both
Lakers
of his
versus the
shots have
Clips.
been from three, with George finding Ibaka.
Dang,
This is
Ibaka.
over Gasol, his teammate, like you mentioned moments ago.
And the
in
Lakers need a
Toronto.
timeout to kind of
With the timeout,
recover and
good
regroup.
start
Okay.
for the Clippers.
Lakers
Six
or
of
Clippers
seven
are
from
trying
the
to kind of
floor
expose
for
that
the
little
Chiefs.
matchup with Marc Gasol and Ibaka. We know that Ibaka's a little bit more athletic than Marc Gasol at this point. So, you know, that's kind of a good focal point for them, you know. For the Clippers last year, I believe it was the Morris twin that was kind of a liability for them. So, you know, they're trying to do a good job here. So I like what they're doing here. Let's see here, just kind of checking this out. Oop, I got a badge upgrade for one of my guys. Let's see here. Put on that silver blinders. Is that what I want? See here. But yeah, I mean, like so far, you know, the Lakers are kind of getting off on a slow start. I mean, let's look at the box score really quick. Batum's made his first basket. Serge Ibaka's already taken 4 shots. Meanwhile, for LeBron James, it's basically 0 for 2 right now with the turnover. So nothing too crazy yet. You know, plus minus always fluctuates. Anthony Davis 1 of 2. Dennis Schroeder 1 of 1. Made that 3-pointer. Caldwell Pope 0 of 1. So. No, we'll see what happens. You know, the bench hasn't even come in yet. So we'll see if there's kind of like we'll see if there's anything good for the gimmick. And by the gimmick, I mean, like, let's see if the Lakers can step up. Let's see if they're back yet. Dang it, they're not back yet. Hey, when they're just like chilling. But that Lakers ring, man, it does look really pretty. Oh, that's what I was gonna look up. I was gonna see if there's any chance for see here. So wait, dang it, no.
How big would you
All
go?
right,
Big.
mute that. Oh man, I hate when that happens. I just don't want to deal with that freaking. I really don't want to deal with the copyright stuff right now. So they could just not do that. That'd be great. That would just be great. See here, they're freaking done. Okay, they're done. They're back in the game.
Denver Nuggets in the playoffs a year ago.
Another
Hey,
turnover by
I like
LeBron.
Ty Lue's
Great.
approach. Look, that was last season. We've got to turn the page on that. We've got new pieces here.
Steve
I
Ibaka
think
will
that
be
they
used.
have a championship team contender around Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
Well, you can see the numbers right there, Reggie. And in the first half of those games, it looked like they had their legs. The Clippers were playing well, but poor shooting in the second half of those last 3 games. Kawhi from distance here and picked up by Schroeder.
Well, what was
LeBron
unsettling for me is giving up double-digit leads in those second halves. In those
See if LeBron can do something here
3
offensively.
straight losses to Denver in the semifinals.
And right now with the
Man,
drive,
short-arming
LeBron
everything.
Trying to force the issue and picked up by Paul George. Ahead it goes to Beverly. In the corner, Kawhi, 3, no. And Gasol will chase it down. Marc Gasol is 35 years of age. He'll be 36 in January, but they like his defense. He's a gifted passer. Here is Schroeder inside.
There you go,
Outside,
LeBron. Hit that 3.
and he got it.
LeBron James' first bucket here.
Let's go. We need more of those.
Leonard 0-2 with the driving side. He tried to slam it home, and a foul called as he faced the
Man.
defense. Caldwell Pope was down low. And of course, one of the
Tried
things
to
that's been
yam on
talked
Gasol.
about will be the managing of minutes for these older players in a condensed season.
Let's see when Trez gets in the game. I'm curious to see if he's going to come in the game relatively soon.
88% at the free throw line a season ago. I'd like to tell you that Warner Media has partnered with Feeding America to help with food insecurity during this holiday season. For a fast and easy way to donate, simply use the camera on your phone to scan the flow code on the screen and tap the banner. Reggie, earlier tonight, your friends at State Farm donated 2 million meals, and as of right now, we have already raised an equivalent of 4.1 million meals for
All right, we got Trez in the game. KCP and Marcus are going to come out. And we got Trez and I think Wes Matthews.
You know, this holiday
Maybe I'm
time
wrong on
and
the
what
Wes
has
Matthews
gone
thing.
and transpired over the last 7-8 months with
Let's
the
see what
pandemic.
the lineup looks like.
People opening their
Or Kuz,
checkbooks
actually. I
and
think Kuz
wallets
is in the game
and
now.
helping out their fellow humans is something, as you just mentioned, is just spectacular.
Montrezl Harrell has come in. There was a delay game on the Lakers. That's a turnover by LA right there.
Oh my goodness.
And
Come
so
on, y'all.
Gasol, who moments ago
Gotta
picked
step
up
up.
his second personal foul, has gone to the bench. Harrell has come in and facing his old team, the Clippers, who he was traded to from Houston. Driving is Leonard, wide open outside. Beverly 3. And a rebound for the second one by Anthony Davis. And LeBron James the other way. 3 points for him. Switch on defense. Davis in the corner. Caldwell Pope. A fake and a drive and a kick. It's Schroeder, the triple.
Schroeder missed.
Zubats has come in too now for the Clippers. And one of the more underrated players in the entire NBA.
Oof.
That is a beautiful 3-put in.
Big shot.
Terrific stroke by Patrick Beverly.
And Kev, who was leading the break right there? Nicholas Batum. He's going to take a lot of those ball handling duties away from PG and Kawhi Leonard.
Good shot by AD.
Anthony Davis has got 4. He has started 2 of 3. So many different combinations now. These two teams feel they got deeper and better. Leonard from outside. It's Zubats, the former Laker, trying to get it. On the floor is Beverly with the whistle. And a foul. Was it Schroeder? It might have been for the Lakers, who picks up the foul for the Lakers.
Good rotation on that
It
ball.
was his
Good
first.
shot. If any Laker fans are in the chat, what do you make of Zubac going over to the Clippers? Did you like that trade, or do you think that they should have been able to keep him?
And Kev, think about this for Ty Lue and the Clippers. You've got a guy in Zubats who started every game last season for the Clippers in your starting lineup.
No, Paul Gasol, I think he's in France, I think, or no, sorry, France. He's in Spain right now. So I think he's either trying to try out for the national team, or he's kind of just enjoying retirement right now. He's not really on the team. I think he's like a free agent.
And it's only going to help the Clippers going forward because
Man,
of
they
that
need LeBron out there,
experience
not
of being in
resting.
that starting lineup.
Kyle Kuzma's going to check in for LeBron. Once again, Zubats, who was over 75% from the free throw line a season ago. The second unit, Reggie, now of the Lakers, as it is for the Clippers, both are very interesting groups, and they feel they've strengthened both. Of course, it's hard to strengthen that second group for the Clippers because they were tough. Patterson is in and tries to defend with a very shifty move inside by Schroeder.
Schroeder.
How about the second gear there? Schroeder just went right there. Just kind of lulled the defender to sleep.
Double screen. Luke Kennard has the ball now.
Lou Williams is in. There's Kennard. They got him in a trade with Detroit. Big story on him. Patterson outside. Here comes Kawhi. Shot clock at 6 in the floater. Picked up
Zubac.
Inside for the Clippers.
There's that energy I'm talking about. This is the guy that keeps balls alive and possessions alive for your team.
See what Dennis got. Dennis.
Wesley Matthews is checked in for the Lakers. Another drive for
And one.
Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder kind of showing you why he wants that starting spot.
Let's see now what they call as Schroeder,
Ooh.
who is playing in the rondo position a bit and trying to make things faster. He's younger, certainly, with the drive right there.
Look at the hesitation move right here, Kevin. Understood that he had the bigger Patterson on him. And I'm wondering if he put the ball down, if that shouldn't have been an and one. Nice back cut here by Kyle Kuzma.
Wow.
Kuzma.
Kennard had picked up a foul moments ago. Kuzma gets it. Here's a pick. Here comes Harrell right into Zubac. They went together head-to-head in practice so many times with the Clippers, and a foul called on Zubac as Harrell comes in. He loves to run to the rim. He's terrific in the screen roll game, and he brings, Reggie, as you know, incredible energy to the floor.
And Kev, you talked about the second unit for Frank Vogel and these Lakers. Obviously, the reigning sixth man of the year here at the free throw line in Montrezl Harrell, but it was Wesley Matthews who came up with that quick steal to allow the Lakers that possession here. So again, the second line and second efforts here by Frank Vogel in this second unit. He says both of these coaches, they're going to play 9 and 10 players deep here to start this season. Try to get everyone's conditioning back to where it needs to be.
Harrell, of course, signed a 2-year, $19 million deal with the Lakers. Played a career-high 28 minutes a game. Did not play well in the playoffs. There are a lot of reasons for it. Inside, here comes Leonard, and he is fouled as he tries to carve his way to the rack. And the foul will be called inside. That's going to go on Montrezl Harrell, who will pick it up. One of the reasons that Montrezl probably struggled, among many, was that he lost his grandmother over the summer as the bubble was being put together, and he was late getting down there, and a variety of issues with him. Fresh start, he says, with the Lakers. Jolly old St. Chuck is delivering $30 million in free gifts to all FanDuel Fantasy and Sportsbook customers. Log on to FanDuel now and claim your gifts
just
from
right
Chuck.
here.
What would you think if you saw that guy coming down your chimney?
Well, I'm not quite sure he's going to be fitting down most chimneys now.
He can get down a chimney with the best of them.
Man, Kevin Harlan wild right now. Man, that's a bad turnover.
There, it's thrown away. Nice defense by the Clippers. Leonard. Outside it goes. Lou Williams.
Lou Williams. Okay. Got ourselves a little bit of a ball game here. Could this be a blowout in the other way?
They double team AD down low.
Okay. What is it, 29-15 right now? We got ourselves a little bit of a ball game here. Let's see if the Lakers kind of step up. Right now, what I'm seeing from the Lakers are just some sloppy, bad turnovers that are carrying over from last year. That, to me, was kind of the biggest thing that I noticed as it pertains to the Lakers, is that they can have some games where the turnovers are just kind of absolutely out of this world. I mean, they have 4 turnovers in like a ridiculous amount of games. I mean, the Clippers only have 2, they have 4, but they've been like crucial turnovers because I'm pretty sure they've been getting points off those turnovers. I mean, let's look at the team stats really quick for these teams. I mean, the assists, the turnovers, so points off turnovers right now, the Lakers have the most. The Lakers have 3 points off the turnovers. The Clippers have 1. But it seems like, with those turnovers and kind of, some lazy passes, those passes and all those stuff has been turning into fast break points for the Clippers, that is, and that's the reason why they're up by so much right now. They're up by 14 at this moment. 5 of 10 from 3 compared to 2 of 6 for the Lakers. I think LeBron James also looking a little bit sluggish as it pertains to getting back into game shape or basketball shape. Steals wise, the Clippers have 3 assists. The Clippers have 7. And then rebounding, they're getting out rebounded right now by the Clippers 9-4, so they definitely need to step up in that aspect. So there's a lot of things to look at for the Lakers and the Clippers right now. Obviously still too early, but it's not looking so hot right now. If the Lakers can kind of keep it within, a couple of points, I mean, if they get 20 points in this next like 4 or 5 minutes and keep them kind of in that 29 range, then I think they'll be fine. But they need to still stay in striking distance. I mean, Dennis Schroeder should still be attacking. They got Ibaka started early, which is kind of crazy to me. But, I mean, it kind of makes sense because you're going against no, you're not going against AD. You're going against Marc Gasol, who's a little bit of a slower defender. Not saying that he's, like, the quickest guy, and he is definitely an upgrade above some of these players. But as it pertains defensively, he could be a little bit of a liability out there. So he definitely needs to step up. So we'll see what the Lakers can provide in the next half, or I guess in the next like 4 or 5 minutes, and seeing if they can't get back this lead a little bit, because right now it's just not looking too hot if you're a Lakers fan. And as we kind of continue to proceed, give you what you need, let's kind of look at the box score right now. I believe like there's some players with bad plus minuses right now. Anthony Davis the -8, James the -12, and Gasol with -10. I think he should have a little bit more. He has 2 personal fouls as well, so he's in foul trouble just already. And we kind of just wait for the game to kind of come back. I don't think there's that much news. I mean, we kind of talked about the Ben Simmons story. Nothing really too much. Like, if he'll be kind of gimmicky. NBA looking to resuming overseas games in the future. I'm not sure if that's a great idea at this moment. Hopefully not. Paul Pierce and Doug Collins and main Hall of Fame nominees. I mean, let me know in the comment section. Do you guys think that that Paul Pierce is a Hall of Fame player? That's kind of the biggest question mark for me. Is like, is he really a Hall of Fame player?
Look at the veteran Marc Gasol, who's new to the Lakers. Of course, he was drafted by the Lakers. That's another story. But the Lakers feel with their moves as they defend their championship, Reggie Miller, they feel they're deeper and they got younger, certainly.
See here.
And they got tougher, too, because you had Montrezl Harrell and Marc Gasol.
NBA considering it. Yeah, I saw that Supreme Gamer. We kind of talked about it at the beginning of the last stream. Paul Pierce, definitely Hall of Fame. Okay. I think so too. I mean, I think he's kind of like, and not to be disrespectful, but I think if guys like Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady can get in there, not saying that like, wow, good finish by him, but like if guys like that can make the Hall of Fame, then I think Paul Pierce does with a championship ring.
From the floor for Kawhi. He is 4 of 4 from the line, and now he's got 6 for the night for the Clippers, who are shooting 62%.
Good ball movement. Come on, AD. You got to make that.
Davis, 3.
Oh, my goodness. Brick.
They want him,
Ow.
Frank Vogel has said, you took about 3 threes a game last year. This year, I want you taking 5 3-point shots or more every game.
Oh, man. This is not looking too hot.
Power forward center is being
If Vince can get in, Paul Pierce is no doubt. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Vince Carter had a great career, but, like, it was more like moments than career. Like, I think he's a good player. Good finish by Kawhi. Lakers got to stop the bleeding. They got to get AD in the post. I'm sorry, man. You get a big fella in the post.
Good point. Schroeder on top. Davis is right there. They've got Kuzma up high. Down low, Harrell and Matthews. Look at fighting through traffic inside.
Yeah, I saw that, Supreme Gamer. I was going to actually ask you, like, they're considering adding 2 teams because obviously you want to make it an even number, especially in the Western and Eastern Conference. Like, if you were a committee, like, what 2 cities would you want to be, like, your cities that, like, I want teams in that city? Like, one for me, obviously, is Seattle. I think Seattle deserves a basketball team. The next one for me is going to be, like, either Vancouver or I think, like, Kentucky. I think a Kentucky would actually be, or like, kind of like St. Louis. I feel like those kind of areas deserve a basketball team. They kind of give me that basketball vibe. So, Supreme Gamer, if you have 2 teams or 2 areas that you think you could see a basketball team in, let me know. And same with you, Pete. Like, what two areas would you see?
Further than Houston. You mentioned at the top, James Harden. Chris Paul and Harden didn't work out. Harden and Westbrook didn't work out. Griffin and Chris Paul for the Clippers didn't work out. Sometimes it
Great
does,
finish.
and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, but
you're gonna have to start stepping up a little bit.
With a generational type player like LeBron James, it's safe to say most players are going to look good playing with the King. And the best assist to score duo a season ago, nice.
Wow.
There by Lou Will to Zubats.
Lou Will to Zubac. This is looking a little scary if you're a Laker fan right now, man.
Each other so well, and they both know each other's strengths.
Schroeder's got 5, dancing inside. Kuzma 3. With
Man, come on, AD. You got to get that ball, man.
Kennard playing with the bad knee, coming the other way. Limited in games a year ago, but averaged 16 in 28 games with Detroit. Makes a fake, drives inside. He got Harrell up in the air. And he
Ooh, Luke Kennard showing you why he deserves that money. New Jersey, interesting, Supreme Gamer. Why New Jersey? Just kind of curious about that. Ugh. New Mexico. Okay. Wow, Zubac almost missed that 3, and it's already ballooned up. It's looking like the exact opposite of what happened in last night's, or in just the past game. 39-17. That is absolutely crazy.
Opening night a year ago that you and I called in Staples, with the Clippers just running the Lakers off the floor.
Man, Trez, come on, man.
Couldn't get the shot up. This is the Clippers' biggest lead of the game.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow, that's twice now. Wow, Paul George having a pandemic moment. New Jersey should enjoy a team since they haven't had one a few years ago. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. The problem with New Jersey, I just feel like there's not really a lot of, like, I feel like all the the people that go to New Jersey, to be honest with you, just end up going to New York.
Now he's with the 76ers.
Man, Paul George with the extra pass to the ref right there. That's an L. That's a big L. Which is safe because, you know, Trez kind of did the same thing.
Okay. Is that your story and you're sticking with it?
I always do. Here comes LeBron. Morris is now out there. Markieff Morris.
Giving AD a little bit of a break.
Harrell down low. Into Zubac.
So, Pete, you say Vegas and Seattle. Why Vegas? I'm just curious. I know Vegas is getting a lot more teams now. You got the Vegas Knights, Vegas Raiders. Now it seems like every one known to man wants to go to Vegas. Like, what's so enticing about Vegas? Like, besides, like, the gambling and other stuff like that, you know, the nightlife, I should say. I know it's enticing for players to go to, but...
George, cross court. Denard, he stepped out of bounds. Making a move. The player out of Duke, Luke Kennard.
Luke Kennard.
Overall pick by Detroit. Traded to the Clippers. And in that deal involving many teams, Landry Shamet and Rodney Magruder.
Also, why do you say New Mexico, Supreme Gamer? What is there something about New Mexico that I don't know about?
Which is going to be the key for him as Matthews will take it in, but Zubac's protecting.
And Kev, not only keeping Kennard healthy, but they want him to be more aggressive offensively, shoot the basketball.
Man, they need a. This is a 20-point game right now. They got to make sure that's under 20.
Of Montrezl Harrell.
Champ's looking down right now.
We have a difference of 5 seconds. The game clock and shot clock. 15-2 run.
Pandemic P against Wes Matthews. Let's see what. Oh, lame. It's going to be interesting in markets to bring stars. I think no one would want to go to Albuquerque or Vancouver. You don't think anyone? I think Vancouver's a nice area.
5.7 to play here in the first.
You know, you probably get like the almost retired players kind of playing there. You know, kind of enjoying their life. Love basketball. When I saw Pistons in first match in Mexico, they're a big state. They're Pastor fans. Yeah, I'm kind of curious that New Mexico. I mean, wow, that's a. Oh, what the hell was that? I want to know, like, you know, New Mexico. I just think it's a small market in my opinion. I think that's kind of the reason why they're not gonna ever like have anybody go to New Mexico. I don't know, man. I think that Vegas, I'm not really. I mean, it's a cheap. You know, I guess you get cheap real estate and other stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I'm not like convinced. I would say on it. So PG looked like he's seeing ghosts out there. He does. I mean, kind of same thing with Trez on that last one too. But it's not looking too hot right now for the Lakers. That is, you know, I was expecting a blowout the other way. Never forget Steve Francis Presley cried when he got drafted to Vancouver. Yeah, but I mean, that's just someone being a baby. I mean, we saw Zach LaVine say the same thing when he got drafted to the Wolves, right? You know, when he got drafted to Minnesota, you know, he kind of said under his breath, F me. So, I mean, players will complain about where they go. You know, obviously when you're from Seattle, you don't want to go to somewhere where it's like raining or snowing, I should say, all the time in Minnesota. But I don't know. I do think that Vancouver's a nice area. I think that a lot of people, I just think that Vancouver gets a bad rap. I don't know why though. Wow, Caris LeVert has a very interesting fit. Let me show you this Caris LeVert fit if I can find it. let's see here. Let's go live scene really quick so I can get they're just saying star-driven league market. If anybody wants new teams, they have to pick places where stars go if we want to be. That's true. Oh, whoops. Picked the wrong thing. I'm looking at kind of Ray Allen jerseys, but that's not what I want. Let's see here. Can I put it in the other thing? Let's see here. That's what I want. Perfect. Look at this fit by Caris LeVert here. That's a crazy fit right here. That is a crazy. Yeah, it is expensive in Vancouver, but I just think it's a nice area. I think that I think they just got robbed of their fit, or sorry, not their fit, their team. So I think that's kind of why I've like kind of have a soft spot. Then who do we have here? We got Kevin Durant, or we got no DeAndre Jordan, Jonah Hill. We got LeBron James in an interesting fit. I think this is this Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's got I think he likes the beanie, man. I think beanie is kind of like his gimmick now. Who's this? I think this is Ibaka. Ibaka always likes to wear those hats. Is this Anthony Davis? No. Do you think Florida should get... No, Florida should not get another team. They're already filled with everything. I don't think that they need another one. I mean, like, I know that they're... I know that they're someone that could want another team, but in my honest opinion, I don't think they need another one, man. I think they're fine with just one team. Or, sorry, not one team, but, you know, just a couple teams. I just don't see it necessarily being, like, a gimmick where you want... Or you want so many teams, man. I think you're fine with just one, in my opinion. Like, I don't think, like, I mean, where else would you put one? Like, you have, like, Jacksonville? Nah. Like, I think Jacksonville's kind of an overrated place. You know, you already have kind of the gimmick. Tampa Bay, no. Orlando, they already have Orlando, so it's like they don't need another one, you know? Like, they're not, we don't want the state of Florida to be like the city of California, where you have, like, so many NBA teams. I understand that, you know, NBA teams are very hard to come by, and a lot of people want NBA teams. But, man, I just think that it's kind of ridiculous that you would want, you know, I should say, you know, you want that many teams in there. What one NBA team should get a team from the same state? What one NBA team should get a team? Do you mean, like, what state should get a team from... I guess, like, you know, if you were able to, like, move the cities for these teams, like, I think for me, it'd be Oakland. I think Oakland deserves their team. I think Oakland's kind of gotten screwed over. I think, I mean, it's crazy expensive in San Francisco anyway. So I'm surprised that they don't have that. Let's see. Oh, we're back.
Harrell at the line for the Lakers. Let's take a look at the
But if I was to pick one team, I would say I would move, honestly, I would move the LA Clippers. Yeah, so a new team, they would have the expansion draft. I would say move the Clippers, man. They don't need to be in LA. I think they need to be kind of like, if you want to give them, I just think that you say LA Clippers, LA Lakers. I think if you say, like, if you give them, like, a different name, I think that'd be better. I'm trying to think of another state that has... Portland, I think the Trailblazers, they should move to Seattle. I mean, Trailblazers, like, I understand the Oregon fans are passionate, but I think Seattle's just a different breed when it comes to basketball. Like, they love their basketball here. Like, Portland, kind of you know, obviously, you know, wow. Pandemic P with more pandemicness. Caruso.
With his energy,
Kuzma doing Kuzma things. Paul George almost missed a layup.
Points off turnovers, seeing more of it right here by the Clippers on turnovers by the Lakers.
And Kev, isn't this what Frank Vogel kind of
I think we got more people watching. Welcome in if you are joining us.
Probably wouldn't be there, not a lot of time, but for the Clippers, they've had the same amount of time to prepare for this.
Looks like we got a lot of people joining us here from Twitch. If you guys are here on Twitch, thank you once again for joining me here on the live stream again, guys. We're about 40 minutes into this game, and it's we're just kind of talking about it right now. I mean, this is kind of a almost a blowout.
It was interesting. It was 71 days ago. They were crowned champions with a drive by Lou Williams and a pickup by
I think LeBron needs to step up and be a little more aggressive. Kuzma doing Kuzma-like things, man. LeBron's not going to try on defense just because of what Kuzma just did.
You've got the Clippers on full throttle.
Come on, Kuz.
They're playing well. Of course, they were a top 5 efficiency team in offense and defense a season ago. Caruso, 3.
Man.
With a rebound by Reggie Jackson.
Everybody on the Lakers is selling right now. Reggie.
In the second quarter, he'll put up a running triple. And picked up by Markieff Morris. A year ago, remember the Lakers began
Ball on the ground.
24 and 3. Jackson picks up a foul, trying to
Man,
work on the
this
defense
is,
of LeBron. 24 and 3 was the start by the
I think there's another
Lakers a year
timeout.
ago.
Yeah, man, it's not looking too hot for the Clippers right now. It's just a lot of, I should say, like, just kind of a lot of gimmicks right now, I would say. I mean, it's not like, let's see here. What's your Twitch? Oh, so my Twitch is called The Charge Podcast. Let me pull it up on here really quick, so you guys can kind of see my Twitch as well. So let's go to, I believe, live scene. So we'll go to live scene. I'll kind of show you guys my Twitch. Live Twitch here, you know, kind of do the fourth wall gimmick. Yo, what's up, guys? This is kind of the go to, I believe, live. We'll go to live scene. I'll kind of show you guys my Twitch. Charge Podcast. So if you guys are interested, follow that. Kind of do the fourth wall gimmick. So yeah, that's our Twitch right now. We got 125 of us in here, so that's impressive as well. You know, we got 82. So you know, kind of that's the gimmick here. So if we kind of look at league fits, I kind of want to see if Anthony Davis has a fit out already. I don't think so. I would think that no, that's Kuzma. Tie-dye's in. You know I love my fits, but I think this is him. This is Jordan Clarkson, okay. Dang, I was hoping for more, we'll have this on. But yeah, I mean, like right now, it's just not looking too hot. You know, the Clippers are 5 of 13. Meanwhile, the Lakers are 2 of 9 from 3-point, 22% compared to 38. And field goal percentage right now, 7 of 22 compared to 15 of 26. So, or sorry, 15 of 26, yes. So, and then the turnovers are absolutely killing them. You have 7 here, you have 5 with the Clippers. And it's just not looking too hot right now for them, man. I think Anthony Davis definitely needs to step up. You know, 2 of 5. LeBron James 1 of 5. So it's just kind of, I don't know. I'm not completely sold at what's going on right now. It's just not looking too hot. But let's kind of get back to the game. Hopefully whoops, can't show you that. Got to turn it back to just chatting, or sorry, we can put it here. And there we go. We're back. Back at it again. Let's see here. We got 5 of us here on YouTube, so thank you for joining me here. Once again, we're gonna get back to this Clippers game, hopefully momentarily. But yeah, I mean, this is just kind of a chill vibe right now. I mean, what's kind of been if you guys have any kind of news and rumors out there, let me know what you are thinking about. I mean, let's go to Hoops Hype and see if there's any type of news and rumors. We got the Rockets targeting Michael Porter Jr. now. Like I said, these trade talks are getting kind of crazy right now. You know, do you trade away and get that? I mean, that's going to be an interesting one. We got vaccine news, but that's not really NBA. Like, in a sense, it's not NBA. All-Star coronavirus, Olympics, Will Barton trade, Jamal Murray trade. Like, those trade rumors are starting to heat up a little bit, and that's kind of why I made the video yesterday. It's because I know that those rumors are heating up, and I know that Jamal Murray, I know that the Nuggets are looking to kind of get better, but if you can get rid of anybody but Jamal Murray, I think it'd be a great, or Jamal Murray and Jokic, I think it'd be a great move.
They traded Landry Shamet. They waived
I think it could be a little bit better.
They traded Magruder. They
see here.
Signed Harrell or Jermichael Green, so they are a bit different. Here's a Caruso 3.
Caruso, come on, man.
Miss with a rebound by Ibaka.
Looking terrible out here. Going the other way. Caruso making it up on defense. Mockman. Shout out to Mockman. Let me put some Twitch alerts on. I don't know why they're not on right now.
I was a little disappointed last year in the Clippers because I, for one, had them as the better team in the
it should have popped up.
Conference. I, as a basketball fan, wanted to see the Battle of LA. You had the Lakers with their legs crossed, did their part.
All right, there we go. There we go. I had it up. Okay. So thank you, Mockman5, for the follow. Appreciate you on that one.
I love the pickups of Nicholas Batum. I just think his length is going to help this team, and as well as Serge Ibaka, a stretch 5 for the Clippers.
Twirling move
All right,
inside
Morris, come on.
by Reggie
Come on,
Jackson. He
LeBron,
couldn't
step
get
up.
it. Morris got it. Here comes LeBron. He's gone 1 of 5 in the corner. Caruso on top. It's
Wow.
Mark Keith Morris, no. But
Everybody's
Tatum is
playing
there,
so bad.
and he'll come the other way. Nicholas Batum, whose numbers fell precipitously when he was sent
Numbers
from
fell
Portland
precipitously.
to Charlotte, went
Indubiously.
from like 16 points a game
Oof.
to 3 points a game. Fake Ibaka kicks it on top. The ball rotation finds an open Batum
Caught in
for
rotation.
3. And LeBron will take it the
You guys
other
ever
way
get that song
for
when you're
the
playing Madden?
Lakers.
Man, pull up.
35-year-old LeBron James.
Why is LeBron like so?
Ibaka almost daring LeBron to take that wide open walk up.
Man, come on, LeBron, shoot that. Wide open.
For those threes as opposed to putting pressure on their defense.
Caruso with another missed three right there. He only shot 33% from there in the regular season and 28% from 3 in the playoffs. His perimeter defense was what kept him on the floor. George, a no-look pass outside.
Oof.
Ibaka, triple.
You gotta love that.
Off and back and out.
Good.
So Reggie, when you look at
If the Lakers were playing so trash, I mean, they actually could be in this game right now.
Coach and Doc, why didn't it work with this group, who he wanted, and his coaching? What happened? What was the disconnect?
Well, look, to me, let's give more credit to Denver. You know, they were very resilient in the bubble, being
my
down
goodness.
3-1 on a few
Also, what is this
occasions
camera?
and
I hate
finding
this
ways
camera
to come
angle.
back and
A
win
turnover again.
But as opposed
Come on,
to the
man. These
Clippers,
turnovers can't happen.
I just think they took things for granted as Kawhi Leonard doesn't get one to go going to the cup. To me, it was just a total collapse by the Clippers.
Yeah, that's a foul.
Ron's going to pick up a foul right there as the Clippers have now missed 9 of their 10
What is
shots
Kuzma?
in
What's
the
Kuzma right now? I
second
mean, this
quarter
is
after shooting
absolutely this is
70%
ridiculous,
in
man.
the
Kuzma's
first quarter.
like 2 of 5.
And they're still
He's got like
able
Kelly
to make
Oubre
up.
syndrome right now, or Andrew. Even worse, he has Andrew Wiggins syndrome.
Ron is going to take a seat right now. First personal
Of course,
foul
LeBron
right
James is
there,
sitting
and they
down.
bring
That's
in
great.
Taylor
Fantasy
Hunter
basketball-wise,
Tucker,
this is just looking
who is only
atrocious.
20 years of age, a second-year
I shouldn't
player
have
from
started
Iowa
him
State,
tonight.
And boy, did he have some kind of
I should
preseason
start him
for
in
the
Minnesota.
Lakers.
Would have been a better game to
Well,
start
they
him
love
in.
his length. They love his ability to score the basketball. And
Yeah,
you're right,
Paul
he had a
George. I don't know. Paul
fantastic
George is showing you that he's not worth even
preseason for
max
this
money.
Laker team.
Oh, Horton Tucker.
There he goes, down that baseline, and no one was on him.
Horton Tucker getting some rotation minutes, kind of showing you that that preseason form. Now, can he
He's
keep
gonna
it up?
find
That's the biggest
himself
question.
in a regular rotation role for Frank Vogel and these Lakers.
They go inside Ibaka with a bump into Harrell.
Give it
Here's
to, is
Caruso.
it Horton Tucker time? Is he going to bring
Over
the Lakers back?
with 3 shots off from distance and takes it in right here.
What
He's
a...
got Beverly right on his tail. Ibaka with the rebound.
Oh, you
5
going to go
minutes
get that,
gone here in the
Caruso?
second quarter. Patrick Beverly.
2 of 10, 1 for 11. This is
Double
just
Kawhi.
absolutely YMCA basketball
Reggie
right
talked
now.
about the triangle, which is something they're implementing this year. Here he loses his footing
Offensive
and hits
foul.
the deck, and a foul.
Offensive foul on
That's the
Kawhi,
first time I've ever
hooking
seen emotion in
What do you think about
in his
that?
face.
Reggie trying to put
I've
the
never seen emotion like that in him
triangle
before.
into this offense at the request
And again,
of
guys,
Leonard.
there is a donation link if you guys are inclined to do a little bit of a donation. Obviously, all that money goes to helping this channel grow and develop. But most importantly, what we need is just subscribers on YouTube. So if you guys can hit that subscribe button on YouTube, like I said, we're less than 300 subscribers away from getting that magic 1,000 number. So if you guys are interested, help me out. Let's get 1,000 subscribers so that way I can live stream on my phone and I'll have to deal with, I love doing equipment like this. I think this is a lot of fun, but I also like doing kind of offshoot stuff when I'm not available to do this type of thing. But nevertheless, guys, let's try and get to that magic 1,000 number. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Here in Los Angeles.
Oh, back.
Foul goes on Horton Tucker, who just picked up his first for the Lakers. High screen. Kennard works open, and there's a foul. That's on the Clippers.
It's just looking like an ugly game right
Turnovers this
now.
quarter, the Clippers have 4. The
I'm not a
Lakers have
fan.
4. Much sloppier than
Not
the
a fan of
first.
this game right now.
Only 25 Laker points so far from a team that a year ago was number 11 in offensive efficiency, good enough to win a championship, but the lowest offensive efficiency mark by a champion in the NBA in 10 years. And I think they've tried to shore up some of those
see
issues
here.
with their new additions. Caldwell Pope is trying to launch a shot and was
Caldwell
shoved on the play and fouled, and
looked like Kennard was there with the foul.
Hey, Sean likes Saquon. Thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate that. Again, guys, we do have a Twitch. It's called The Charge Podcast. If you guys are interested, you can see kind of tickers up here that kind of show you that you are following the stream. So, yeah, just kind of let me know on that stuff. And I'm just kind of making sure that no one's kind of commenting on
the Clippers
Facebook.
should be up 25 points right now. What they're doing, they're allowing the Lakers to hang around here. The Lakers only shooting 32% from the floor, 23 from deep.
Here we go.
James, 1 of 5, only 3 points. But yet
If the Lakers can make this a 10-point game, they'll obviously have a chance. But I just think that right now they're kind of just so sloppy on.
Anthony Davis is 2 of 5. He's out there defending Kawhi. Leonard misses again, 2 of 8 in 12 minutes. And the other way, flying
Good
is
three.
Caldwell
The
Pope.
Clippers will need a timeout after that one. Yep, there we go.
For 3 years and $40 million. That playoff performance got him the new contract. Stays on the Lakers, and we
KCP getting that big 3. Keeping it now. It's an 11-point game. I mean, you definitely need those type of players on your team, man. It's just like the Lakers are just starting off so slow. It just kind of reminds me of their form when they were in the bubble, like pre-playoffs. Because right now it's just looking like, you know, LeBron, 1 of 5, 1 for 3 shooting with a -8. Kuzma with the 2 for 5, 1 of 2, and just with 2 turnovers, like not good. You got Dennis Schroeder with a -22 at this point. Definitely not living up to those kind of expectations at the beginning. Anthony Davis on -17. They need to start getting these guys involved. So, let's kind of keep this going. I would like to see a little bit more involvement. Horton Tucker made his first bucket for the team, so he's at a +7. Caruso is at a +9. What do you think about the triangle offense scheme? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't see, like, I think the triangle as an offense is obviously, you're trying to create that, like, kind of big to corner to, like, just like a triangle, right? I mean, that's kind of what the offense is. But so far, Pandemic P or Paul George has not really kind of gone the flow. Like, so I definitely don't think it's the offense that was kind of affecting him. I mean, let's see here if we kind of look at the triangle offense. It's like you basically just form a lot of different triangles on the team. It's like a basic idea where he established, which kind of helped Michael Jordan win his championships, right? It's just kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, I just think that when it comes to the triangle offense, I think that it's what concerns me about the triangle offense sometimes is that, like, you definitely need high IQ. You need a lot of fundamentals, and I just think that, like, I just think that a lot of these teams don't want to kind of give that control sometimes, because with the triangle offense, obviously, you want to make a triangle form everywhere that you are on the court, right? Whether you're in the low post as a big man just backing up, you got to make sure, you form a triangle with your 2 other guys. And it's kind of the same thing with the guards and the big and the other guard. It's like basically you have to form triangles every angle, so that way, like, if you're in the post, you can kick out kind of at the top. So it's just like, you got corner, opposite, post, kind of the 2 guy on the wing, and then, like, the trail guy. It's just kind of like, you try and form that offense, and then those guys are interchangeable. You can kind of interchange everything, create the space. And basically, like I said, you're forming triangles basically on the court everywhere you go. Like, kind of here for an example, I'll kind of show you here on the screen as I show you live. Where's my live scene at? Right? So, like, everywhere you go, you form a triangle. Like, this is kind of like what the triangle offense is like, right? 1, 2, and 5. You got the 4 here. You got the 3 here. So basically, the space over here is, like, being unused. That, to me, is where, like, I like to use the whole court. And I understand that you could probably space out the 4 a little bit more. But in my opinion, I just don't like that at all. Like, oops, and we're back. But yeah, that's kind of where I, like, when you look at the, whoops, let me turn that off. YouTube, Twitch, you didn't see anything. All right, now we're back live. See if Patrick Beverly can kind of stop the bleeding, and good move. Good move by Kawhi there. So yeah, I mean, like, trying to go to your point, Supreme Gamer, it's just like, I don't necessarily think it's like, I think it's like a decent offense, like if you have like kind of bigs that you can kind of rely on. But in terms of like offense that I would run now, I don't think I would run it. Like if I was coaching a team, I don't think I could run that offense because I think it's too gimmick, not too gimmicky, but it's more so like it's very old school, very slow paced. Like, you know, it takes a long time to set up. I think a lot of the times, you know, like I'm not saying that you need to go quick, but you know, with the 24-second shot clock or 30-second, depending if you're in college, I just think that like offensively, it's not really the scheme that I like. You know, there's many different ways you can kind of get set up on it, but basically you set up in the same situation, right? Basically, you form about like 3 triangles, right? With the, like I showed you in the picture, right? So it's like, you know, you can make any type of different moves on those cuts, kind of go through, and I just think that like you're relying too much on like post players, which I think that is fine if you're like in high school or in grade school. But once you get to like AAU and other stuff like that, I just think it's not a good idea, especially, well, I mean, maybe AAU might be fine, but like when you get to college and when you get to the NBA, it's a little bit harder unless you can add some wrinkles to it, which is kind of why I want to watch the Clippers kind of run this triangle. I mean, you kind of see it. You do see a little bit of triangle here and there.
3, there's a whistle, and Beverly will pick it up.
Patrick Beverly with the offensive foul. Like you can see it in the Clippers offense. I'm just not like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the triangle in my opinion. I'd rather create a lot of space on the court.
49 and 23, second in the Western Conference.
Good finish by Trez right there.
He puts it through in a foul.
And Ty Lue and the Clippers electing to double team Anthony Davis every time he catches his on the block. But how about Montrezl Harrell? As soon as Zubats goes over to double team, flash to the lane. That's exactly what your opposite big man is supposed to do.
Different season, same coups. Isn't that the truth? Do I think it's out? No, I think it's like it's not outdated in high school, which is where I coach at. Like I coach more on the high school level, hopefully trying to get into the college level. But I don't think it's like necessarily outdated for those type of environments because, like, you know that unless you go to like these pristine schools that like, you know, you basically have NBA players on your team at the age of like 16, 17. Most of your guys are not consistently hitting threes or not consistently doing things like modern offense. But I think when you see players like play, I think I'm a big like feel moment guy. Like I'm not like I'll listen to analytics. I'll see analytics and be like, okay, you know, this player X is better like when we're running this type of motion offense, or like when we're running this set, he's a lot better. But what I find interesting about the triangle offense is that like if you have post players that know what the hell they're doing, it's a great offense. That's a charge. That's a charge. What offensive scheme do you run? We have a lot of different sets. Again, I'm just the assistant coach for the high school team that I help coach at. But we have basically a main offense. If you guys watch Gonzaga, we basically run their offense from a couple years back with kind of like the two. I mean, we still use a 2 big offense just because that was kind of our personnel. So that's kind of the offense that we ran. You know, I would run a little bit more sets. I love, to be honest with you, I love the wing set or like the horn, like a horn set type of action, because I think that you can get a lot of different looks off that. Like I said, you know, you can come off a double and, you know, you can have your point guard basically decide all that. That's kind of what the NBA has kind of turned into these last couple years. And so that's kind of the reason why I like it, is because what it allows to do is it allows you to make different types of reads and cuts that weren't necessarily there. But what I like about the offense that we run, I think for Gonzaga they call it bulldog, where basically you have, basically your bigs inter switch, right? So basically you get a pick and roll on the weak side, and then on the strong side is where like all the action happens with your like 2 guards and your big, and it kind of shifts up after the guard and the big come off the screen. That's when you're like the big shoots up, and then you have ability to either pass or hit the wings or hit the corners. Like that's the kind of offense that we run, Supreme Gamer, and I do like it. I've been growing to love it a lot. I tried to run it with some 6th graders. Didn't work out too. I actually, you know what? They actually got it by the end. They understood the concept of the offense. And the thing is that like with those type of offenses, what I love about them, like even though they're structured in a way where like you have to structure for the players because, you know, there's little nuances that, you know, as you grow older and kind of become more of an old head, which AKA like a coach, you kind of understand the nuances of how to score. Like as a player, like you're thinking like that's the thing that I want my players, like whenever I coach them, to know is that, you know, I don't want robot. I don't want you to be a robot. Like you need to go to this spot after this person does this, right? There's so many different intricate cuts. There's so many different moves. The problem is like, and that's kind of my biggest conundrum is like, how do you teach that, right? Because like, you know, there's methods to it, right? You can say, you know what, here's the offense, go out and run it, right? Just like at work when your boss is like, hey, I want you to write a report for me, do what you can. And it doesn't give you any guidelines or any structure. And those can definitely be, you know, painstakingly moments. What's the score? Also, can you keep track of the score? Oh, so the score right now is 51-41. LA Clippers are up by 10. But just to kind of get back to my point, which is like good defense. Marcus Gasol with the block. LeBron James, good pass to KCP, and now we're at an 8-point game if I'm not mistaken.
How about the touch pass there by LeBron? Beautiful. Season ago led the NBA in assists at 10.
First time in his career he led it.
Wow, Paul George, man.
Category. He's got 2 tonight with a little spinner right
so
there.
ugly.
Pretty shot put up and in by Paul George from 8. A 3 by
Dennis Schroeder.
That's good.
But yeah, just kind of like I don't like, and that's the thing, like that's the biggest conundrum. Like, do you like? I don't know, Supreme Gamer, if you're a coach or not, or if any coaches are out there, or even if my athletes are out there, like, you know, what's kind of the best way to learn something, right? Is it the best way to learn something to let you kind of have at it, give you the basics, but let you kind of have at it so you can learn the intricate stuff like backdoor cutting, and if the post is kind of down there, you make that zooming cut, or like, you know, you space out the floor so as your guy drives in, you can create a little bit more separation, you can start shooting jump shots. I mean, that's kind of like what is the biggest conundrum for me as a coach. I like the idea of you learning it yourself, and then once you kind of understand it and kind of say like, you know, what I'm seeing and kind of doing it that way, that's kind of my style that I like to do. I like you to kind of not say like figure it out, but more so like I want you to look at it, you play around with it, you tinker with it, and then once you find like, wow, LeBron finish. If you guys are wondering, it is 53-46 right now. LA Clippers are up. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way that I like to run things, is more so like, okay, you're going to be, basically you're in charge of kind of learning the offense, and I want you to let me know like what you see. Learning the fundamentals and the mindset of growing to be a competitor. Definitely very true. But I guess Supreme Gamer, what I'm more saying is like, do you give them the basics, you let them know like, hey, this is how the offense runs, or are you one of those type of people that say like, okay, I want you to, here's the basics and here's what you can get out of the basics? Like, do you teach them the other little intricate parts of the offense, or are you kind of like, I want you to just to play around with the offense? What I learned from my coach, learning the fundamentals and the mindset of growing to be a competitor. What I learned from my coach a year ago. Nice. Do you play basketball, or are you a different sport?
He continues to mystify all of us in battle father time.
Travel violation. Ooh, man.
He'll hit that out of bounds mark, and so Schroeder will inbound. Which it makes sense, doesn't it? Like I said, he'll be 36 years old when the playoffs start. And here is a guy, like you said, who spends more time.
Oh, basketball? Okay, cool.
Working on that body and being on the cutting edge of food and
there we go, LeBron. Give me some points.
James takes it in for 2 the hard way.
Oh, Google, stop.
36. If I would have done something like that, I would have been
Google
checking
enough.
myself in the ER after it. There's no way.
I don't even know how they activated it. That's ridiculous. Ooh. Dang, the cut's within 3, and now it's a 6-point game again. 56-50, LA Clippers against the LA Lakers. Yeah, I mean, like anybody else besides Supreme Gamer that kind of has like their opinion on the offense. Like I said, like, do you teach the kids? If I was a coach, I would let them play the offense, like play the offense. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my thing too, is like I want them to kind of understand the basics of it first, right? Because, you know, basketball can be very simple in many different ways, right? Like the object, like, you know, this is what me and Coach Cooper, who helps, you know, who I help, or who's like the C team coach, but also is a coach that I learned from too, because he has such a great basketball mind. It's kind of great to kind of get his, and pick his brain apart, because like I think he could be a really good coach, you know, when he takes the opportunity to take it. You know, it's kind of like something we talk about every time. It's like, you know, you want to make it simple, right? The basic of basketball is to get the ball in the hoop, right? That's the essence of basketball. Now the question is like, there's, you know, you can make it complicated for kids, or make it complicated for, you know, adults, or for babies. Is like, you know, do you teach them the intricate stuff? Do you teach them about the backdooring cuts, or do you teach them like the basic of the offense and you play around with it? Because oh,
Did he use that left arm as he was driving to create
let's
that
see.
space?
Let's see what LeBron James did here. Oh, really? Oh, challenge that.
In my opinion, that's a no call.
I think they're going to challenge, and they have. The Lakers
Yep, I would challenge that. There's no way.
with LeBron trying to go inside.
We'll see. We'll see if that's even a call. I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, just kind of going back to our topic, Supreme Gamer. You know, it's like, do you teach the younger kids? Like, do you teach them about like backdooring? Like, not like backdooring in a sense, but more so like, you know, if there's like intricate things that you could do within the offense, or do you kind of teach them the basic, let them understand it, and then be like, hey, I mean, I want you to play around with it, like basically keeping the same structure of the offense, but just play in it, like play around in it, right? So like, for example, like the offense that we run, it's like, you know, on the weak side, or sorry, on the strong side, when you have the two guards and then the big that shoots up, you know, some of the intricate part of it could be like, instead of the guy backdoor cutting, the guy that sets the screen up, and let me kind of show you here. Let me get a whiteboard really quick and kind of show you. See if there's like a, oh, of course I have to sign in. Or it's just like, you know, just give me a plain whiteboard. No, I don't. Ah, dang, I got rid of it. I'm gonna have to buy a new one. Let's see here. Let's see here. Virtual whiteboard. Free online whiteboard. Perfect. Okay. So I'm just gonna draw it really quick. Just kind of bear with me here. So 1, 2, then you got basically the big here, and then you have the guard here. And let me kind of show you the live scene that I'm looking at here, right? So you kind of see here, right, the offense, and then you have kind of the big man here, right? I wish I could number them. But basically, you know, you come off this screen, basically just kind of show you the motion, right? You come off the screen, this big man will shoot up this lane line, and then as soon as this guy doesn't get it, he will come back. This big will roll to the basket and stay here in the middle and chill. And then if he doesn't get anything, he kind of swaps out again. This big then will receive the ball from this point guard after he comes off that screen, right? And then what we teach the kids is, you know, you can backdoor this cut, right? You can come here, backdoor. Now, the intricate part of this offense is that you can do many different things, right? You can set the down screen. This guy can come up, right? Or what you can do is kind of come down and then shoot that way, and then this guy comes up. Or come here, this guy pushes you back, and then this guy backdoors, right? So there's many different type of intricate stuff in that offense that I just showed you, where like even where this action is happening, this big can decide, okay, look, if he's going to set that screen, maybe I can make that quick pass there. Or if this guy's going to do that, we can form a two-man game and then come off that. So there's a lot of different kind of intricate parts in the offense. I think right here. Okay, right here. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the, oh, maybe not. Just chatting maybe? Yeah. Okay. So we're back. So Supreme Gamer, you see how there's like a lot of intricate stuff there that like you can teach the kids all that stuff. like my whole thing is like there's so many different nuances on how to score the rock, right? There's so many different types of intricate stuff. And so far 56-54 for the LA Clippers, Lakers. And we just missed I think we missed a bucket.
Nice hands here by Lou Will.
So, it's a 2-point game. The Clippers, again, have the same gimmick of, doing really well at the beginning. Basically had, a 15-point lead, and now it's decimated to 2. I mean, let's kind of look at the turnover margin, right? It's 12 turnovers compared to 11. So the turnovers for both teams have been absolutely god-awful. They're now shooting about the same amount from 3-point, and the Lakers have finally gotten their jump shots down.
16-footer, Davis defends. Kawhi's gone 4-13. Good if it goes.
Kawhi's gone 4-14. I mean, let's kind of look at the rest of the team, right? We got Paul George, 3 of 6, 7 points. We got Kawhi Leonard, 4 of 13. So definitely struggling there a little bit. Paul George with 3 turnovers, somehow plus, I mean, probably defensively he's really good. Just kind of doing his thing. And then the Lakers right now, we got LeBron James with a +2, kind of stepping up his game a little bit, 3 of 8. Anthony Davis trying to get back into it, trying to get them going. Dennis Schroeder with 9, Caldwell Pope with 9, and then you got Trez with 7 and Kuzma with 5. Kuzma's been absolutely god-awful these last couple moments. I mean, you would think with the addition of Paul Gasol it would help, but so far it has not helped. It's been kind of a detriment at this point. He's only played like 7 minutes, so I don't that's the thing. Like, do we expect Marc Gasol to play 30 minutes a game like he once did like a couple years back? I mean, no, probably not. He's 35 years old. They probably want to keep going up and down the court. But yeah, to kind of go back to our topic, Supreme Gamer. Yeah, the backdoor definitely has a lot of opportunities. But I mean, my point of it is as a coach, and this is if you want to become a coach, Supreme Gamer, do you teach them the little intricate stuff of the offense, right? So here's this opportunity if this opportunity arises. No, Paul Gasol is not signed yet. I still think he's a free agent somewhere. I think he's still a free agent if I'm not mistaken. I know he's on the Bucks last year, but I'm not sure if he's on that team. But yeah, to kind of get back to my point, Supreme Gamer, it's do you teach the kids or do you teach the basketball players? Do you teach them about those intricate stuff? If your defender is going this way, do you this is the option that you should do, right? Do you think that kids should learn that way where it's okay, I'll do this type of finish if I go against if the defender comes this way? Or do you teach them kind of the strengths and kind of teach them kind of let them go through the motions and be hey, you see that the defender is kind of doing this. So I think in my opinion, or I think that you should try this way. That to me is kind of the thing that is the biggest conundrum. And, if I have any of my athletes in here, I mean, you let me know what you think. It's definitely a different clash of styles. It's definitely old school versus new school. I'm kind of in that new school mentality. So it's do you teach the kids those habits or do you let them kind of work through it? Not saying that you never tell them ever, but more so hey, you've been kind of getting your butt kicked with this move because you keep trying to do this, when in reality, there's a much better move that you can do in this instant, right? And, you could be oh, you could try the Euro step or you can try, the jump stop and finish. There's so many different things that you can teach these kids. The little things I think are great, but I think my opinion is that you don't teach them every little thing. Because I think they will always second guess themselves. You're giving them too much things to process. When you're in a game, when you're playing, I don't know about you, but I'm not I ran the offense the best way I can. I'm not saying that I'm the smartest kid. But when I was playing, it was kind of easy, to kind of get this stuff going. But once you add the little stuff, that's what turns someone from a pretty good basketball player to one of the best basketball players out there. And when you get older, you kind of realize that. And so you kind of want to pass it on to the next generation. And so that's what I'm trying to do is look, I want you to make those mistakes. I want you to do those things because through those frustrating moments where you're damn, I cannot score a bucket on this guy because I keep getting my butt kicked, trying to do the same move over and over again, which then gets me thinking okay, let me try this move then. Or hey, coach, I've been trying to do these moves and every time I did this move, I kept getting my butt kicked. What are some other moves I can make in this? And that's kind of where I'm at as it pertains to offensive kind of little mishaps here and there. And so, yeah, Supreme Gamer, just to kind of go with more coaches talk. that's kind of what I ran. And so like it's kind of a fun. I think it's a fun experience, and I think a lot of people could really learn from just the different experiences. So it is halftime, so I'm gonna put on this in here, but I'm just gonna go grab some more water, and I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm not a better. That's you and the FanDuel.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. You're welcome, America, for that lock tonight.
Okay.
Which lock was that? Oh, the Durant over.
No, I didn't bet. I said the Nets -7.5.
Yeah, but you also got the
said
Durant over
Curry.
over Curry.
You were 50-50.
You got
but that's not the one I told America.
that was the prop bet.
Yeah, dude, I don't like them prop bets. That's like the fools who bet on the national anthem and the coin flip.
But who did you take? Didn't you take KD?
No, I didn't touch the bet. I said I don't like that bet.
Oh.
Hey, I gave the Nets -7.
All right.
You're welcome, Jacob Brumfield.
Selective memory.
At any rate, it's the American Express halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Shaka Claus, the Jet, Chuck, and the American Express teammates as we take a look at what the newest members of the Los Angeles Clippers did in the first half. Serge Ibaka. In that GM poll, by the way, that was one of those trades they said that was the most like under the radar
What does that mean?
deals. Well, meaning that it wasn't one of those blockbuster moves, but it was one that they said was going to be
Which one?
Was going to be significant.
Which
Serge
one?
Ibaka. Serge Ibaka.
Oh,
going to the
okay.
Clippers.
Stop it. They gave Nicholas Batum $30 million to go home. Oh, I got a question for them, Ernie.
Yes, go ahead.
Shaq and Kenny, who's the second best team in the Western Conference?
Got to go with Denver.
How about the Clippers?
They did last year. No,
Ernie, you don't get to tell him his answer.
No,
All right, I was just throwing the Clippers out there.
Ernie.
They are in my book.
They are in your book?
Yeah,
Okay, Ernie.
Lakers and Clippers.
Okay, who are you, Kenny?
Ernie and Kenny, we said the same thing last year. However, they have to earn our respect.
Okay.
Reggie Miller said it best. They were fragile last year. In the last 3 games they lost double-digit
Kenny said
leads.
that,
My bad. Well, they lost double-digit leads, and they're doing the same thing tonight. So they don't get to, have props, just because they look good on paper.
I still say they're the second best team in the West.
Well, that's your vote, Ernie.
And who's yours, Kenny?
I'm going to say Denver, and I'm going to then go Portland.
Hey.
I'm going to say Dame Lillard's going to be the MVP of the league.
Wow, that's very strong.
Hey.
That's my.
And do you have some pictures of the first half?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wait, I don't get to pick?
Oh, you running?
I thought
I didn't think you were running.
Oh,
You said
Santa!
you got picked.
Santa
He
beat him
got
to the
picked.
board.
We keeping score this year, Ernie.
Santa beat him to the board.
We keeping score. We got
No.
We keeping score.
He said he had. No, that doesn't count.
Yeah, that counts.
That doesn't count. I'm not even going there.
Score, Ernie.
I'm not even. And you're supposed to have.
I'd like to get my opinion in at some point tonight.
I
supposed to have a
thought you were
concussion.
just asking the question.
Because I wanted to say I wanted to go on the record.
Who is it?
The Portland Trailblazers.
All right, whatever.
Okay.
Give us your picks.
Well, I thought Shaq had a concussion too.
You always
anyway.
say Portland anyway.
But the one thing.
They're healthy now. My man Zach Collins.
I know.
Let it roll. Let it roll. Transition basketball, and that's what happens when you get on ring night. Your first couple of plays or first quarter of the game, freeze it here. You got 3 guys jogging up. We got the 2 vets screaming, but you got Montrez and everyone else is jogging up. KCP is jogging up, and all of a sudden in transition, you got guys walking into shots, and there's nobody there, and he just knocks it in. So you start the game walking up. Turnovers is the other thing that you do. You're not really concentrating. Again, not concentrating. Instead of going to the lane, you should be finding the shooter. Lou Williams is the shooter. Find the shooter as you're running the lane. You don't do it. Again, early on in the game, the Lakers did not wake up, but they did in the second quarter. But after that, again, transition basketball. Let's go off to the races. We're on 3-on-1. Kyle Kuzma, get dunked on it, so let's go home. So the one thing that you have to kind of do on opening night is get your energy level back because your routine is taking it. Basketball players are creatures of habit. They shoot around, come in here, come into the arena. That throws them off a little bit, and they threw the Lakers off early on.
All right, what you got for AD?
I got a little AD. Roll the tape.
I know. That's why I asked you.
When you're dealing with great players, Ernie, great players have rhythm. Can't let this guy get it right here. Look, he's just taking his time. He's getting in rhythm. He's sizing them up. Goes by him. Great players, you got to jam them up. You got to make them be uncomfortable. Right here, just let him dribble. No pressure from the defense. Get into a spot. This is what he does. He has a soft touch. Again, great players are rhythm players. All about that 1-2 right here. Size them up. Boom, boom, boom. Double team not coming right here. Step back, patty whack. Give a dog a jumper in his mouth, Ernie.
I like. That's a fresh take on that. So, is the score 56-54 or 56-55?
No, 1-1.
Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, 56-54. I think we had something on there.
Portland Trailblazers gonna win the West.
Man, you've been saying that and saying
My time.
Saying that.
It's my.
Oh, look at this, Jack.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. It's still never going to be as funny as the Kenny that the Jets
Yes,
last year.
yes. Can I see?
Alfred Corriente.
Can I see that Kenny dog? Look at that. Look at that.
man,
Watch
you
it.
running.
You see
Hey,
that?
you almost fell, bro.
I didn't almost fell.
Yes, you did. You already fell today.
Moving it forward.
It's like a kid running to the Christmas tree in his jammies right there.
You're watching American Express Halftime Report. This holiday season, share joy. Shop small with American Express.
Drama. Where else does history hang from the rafters? Where else is your own city home to your biggest rivals?
And 30 feet is still in range.
Where else can a city this loud be this slept on?
Where else is history still in the making?
Oh my goodness! Where else?
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
See, what I love about our crew, you ask for something, and
yeah.
in his
I love that Basu Coke.
I didn't go full. I didn't go full Euro this year. I got a little.
Hey,
Euro tonight.
Can y'all get? Hey, Jeremy,
get off
you give me the odds on FanDuel on the Portland Trailblazers making it to the finals. Give me the odds, FanDuel. Come on, FanDuel. Give me the odds.
Real dog, Ernie.
I have no idea.
Is that a real dog, Kenny?
Gotta be.
Alrighty, everyone. I am back. I just had to eat really quick. Just make sure to get some food in my stomach. But yeah, I mean, just kind of the first half, just to kind of recap, you know, the Clippers are kind of falling for the same lull trap that they've fallen into. Probably, you know, what seems like they always do, which is kind of like they get in the game, they go ahead, you know, they play like they're the best team in the league. And then all of a sudden, it's like they just go into complete neutral. And, you know, Paul George has his turnovers, although he has like 9 points, I believe. I don't know. It's just not looking too hot right now at all. Ooh, I think we got the City Edition jerseys in my career, so I'm going to swoop that when I go into my 2K career mode. I think the City Edition jerseys are available. Oh, yeah, I see that person with it. So I'm going to cop a City Edition jersey. Trying to think which one I want for this game. Let's see here. Oops. Let's go to my statue. The NBA is officially back. Relive the memories.
Sports fans, shop now at
Shopify.
and get today's special
Fanatics. Also, I'm not a big fan of Fanatics. Do you guys like Fanatics? I've been kind of pissed off with Fanatics a little bit. I just feel like their quality and like their clothes are just kind of trash. I know, like, you know, like the NBA jerseys are gonna be NBA jerseys, but I don't know. I'm not like a big fan of Fanatics. I've been having, I don't know. I'm not having a good time with like their stuff. Ibaka's looking like a great pickup for the Clippers right now, man.
Leonard has 13. Ibaka puts in his 11th point. James has 10. Davis has 10. And here comes Schroeder. Off to Anthony Davis. He's also got 5 rebounds.
Dennis Schroeder.
To Schroeder. And a 3 over the defending Beverly. Batum with the rebound. Nicholas Batum in the middle. It goes off for George. Works on Davis.
Paul George can't do his spots. I mean, he's got his spots, man. Like say what you want about Paul George. Like he's kind of a liability. He's kind of a fraud. But like when there's not like a lot of expectations on him, he's actually pretty good. Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. Like these jerseys are just too expensive now, man. Like what used to be like $100 for a jersey is now like $200 for like the authentic. When before it used to be like 100, right? And you'd get like the kind of like more non-authentic for like, if I remember right, you could get it for like $50. It's just more annoying than anything else, right? Like it's just too much.
Leonard now with 15 points for the Clippers. Screen by Davis. And James outside. There's Gasol with the screen. A 3 by LeBron is good. And
There we go. LeBron hit that 3.
With his second triple of the game. So Ibaka, Batum. Here is Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and
Hey.
5 for the Clippers. Good defense inside by Davis.
There we go, LeBron. Give me some points.
Whoa, he put it down hard. Pretty play by LeBron James with Davis in defense at the other end.
Well, starting to cook and heat up here offensively. Nice defense here by Caldwell Pope, but the look ahead here by Schroeder. And
There we go. LeBron's finally getting back into it.
Once again.
Clippers just turned the ball over. A shot at the other end won't go. And here comes Kawhi Leonard. Works inside. Ibaka the screen. He finds a couple points. And Kawhi has gone 6 of 16 with 17 points. Schroeder right here. Here comes Gasol. And Dennis Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder showing you the offensive firepower.
5 years Atlanta, traded to OKC, played 2 years for the Thunder, and then traded in the Danny Green deal that sent Green to the Thunder. And
see if Kawhi can make that. Damn.
Three by Kawhi.
Good shot,
is
Kawhi.
in. Pretty shot, Kawhi Leonard with a big three right there. His first of the night, and Reggie has 20.
And Kev, I think we're starting to see our principles starting to heat up here in this third quarter.
There we go.
Davis answers back. You got Kawhi starting to score and look a little bit more comfortable in this offense. And LeBron James seems like he's found his legs a little bit.
And the shooting has improved significantly as Gasol will foul the driving big man Serge Ibaka. Shooting is improved, 47% for the Lakers, Reg, and 51% for the Clippers. Marc Gasol picks up his 4th personal foul. Kawhi Leonard has already scored 7 in the third, and Ibaka at the free throw line. 31-year-old, 12-year veteran, Serge Ibaka. Well, tonight from Los Angeles, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by Mountain Dew, the official sponsor of the NBA.
Gotta make sure I sit back straight a little bit more.
Express,
Make sure I work on that posture, man. Can't be slacking with the posture, man. Yeah, but so far, you know, this game has just kind of been like Ibaka's just been like the guy that they're going to now.
Has just garnered all kinds of praise as LeBron was going up and hit it off the side, as you can see, of his head. And a quick foul right there. What Denver did last year and how they came together and came back, Reggie, in deficit after deficit and series after playoff series was the talk of the bubble.
And again, the West is loaded. You mentioned Denver. Utah, I thought was phenomenal. Spider Mitchell had a coming out party as well.
Dennis, get back.
What about Portland? You know, Portland finally got their team together. They found a way to make the playoffs. Lost to this Lakers team in the first round, but they are healthy and whole. I mean, there's going to be a lot of
good hands.
The upstarts like Memphis, New Orleans, each and every night.
Good hands on Kawhi right there.
Kawhi Leonard, and that ball ricochets out of bounds. A look at Frank Vogel. And the teams, if you are joining us late, got their rings before. It was the ring ceremony before the game. And then, by the way, they're not going to unfurl the championship banner, we are told, until fans are let back in Staples Center.
Oh, interesting. So they're not going to put down the banner until fans are in the stadium. I mean, that's a good touch. I mean, like, that's really more for the fans. I mean, I know that it's like nice for the players, but I think it's more so for the fans. You know, to kind of watch the banner come down and kind of brag to your other friends that, like, oh, you know, I have more.
That's his third three of the game.
I have more, like, you know.
Lakers come to within one after being down.
Oof. Got screened. Oh, Patrick Beverly. Bruh. Thank God he made the rebound, but damn, man.
James picked up by Leonard. Switch on defense. Here comes Schroeder. They'll try to work through traffic with the pass to Davis. Back to Schroeder. Shot clock at 7. The defense of Leonard. The drive by Schroeder. The feed.
Oh, really?
Tips. It looked like a George. And the clock reads at 3-3 to shoot.
How about the beautiful
assist right there.
Looks like they're gonna have a timeout, but yeah, man. I mean, this Clippers team, like, you know, as much as I think that they're still a good team, and I think they're still gonna be third in the West. It's just they haven't shown me anything in this game where I'm like, this team could be lethal, like any given night. Like, the thing is, like, Kawhi Leonard can go off for so many points. Paul George can go off for so many points. The problem is defensively, they just seem like a liability. Yeah, I mean, I think LeBron may be a little rusty, but I don't think it's necessarily that. I just think right now he's kind of doing his passive LeBron, which, well, actually, no, he's kind of aggressive towards like the start of the half. You know, I just don't like passive LeBron. I think passive LeBron likes to get the other guys involved first, which I think is fine, and I don't necessarily see anything wrong with it. But my problem with it sometimes is that, like, I need him to be in attack mode when, you know, the things aren't going well. Like, when we see that Caruso's not hitting his shots, when we see that Morris is not hitting his shots, when we see that the three-point shooting isn't really there for them, that's when I want to see LeBron in attack mode. Or just be aggressive. Like, even if you are going to take jump shots, go and shoot them. You know, that's kind of what I want to see from LeBron. Because, I mean, like, right now, LeBron... he has been playing a lot better, so I gotta give him credit for that. But right now, it's just not looking too hot. So you know, we'll see. I think that we'll find out when time comes, like what the move is. You know, like we'll see if LeBron can kind of step it up as it pertains to, like, you know, the rest of this third quarter going into the fourth. So that's kind of my take on it. You know, it is what it is, but. Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of going back to the Clippers point, like I said, they're a good team, but defensively, I think they're just a liability for some reason. They have mental lapses where it's like, yes, we're going to be committed, we're going to do this, and then it's like, And let me see here quick. I think there was something. Oh, it's just anti-fun. Clippers defense, yeah, defensively they're overrated. I mean, it's just kind of like, you know, I expect a little bit more from them, like especially with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, who are known for like their two-way type of ability. They just don't show that in the game, and that's kind of where I'm just like, well, you know, what's going on? You know, because like this is your gimmick, this is what you do, and then it's like at the end of the day, you're not doing that style. Like that's not what you're trying to do. So I don't know, man. I think the Clippers right now are kind of like in this weird, like they're good, but they're not good enough to win a championship right now, if that makes any sense. You know, I want them to move to Inglewood or, you know, I want them to move into the Forum. I know that a lot of Lakers fans will be salty about that, but I just think like a new arena would actually maybe rejuvenate this team. Like maybe move them to a different city even. Like they need something to get this team amped up because right now, like forever, they will ever be known as like second brother. It's just as simple as that. Like they'll always be known as little brother, no matter what. They're the little brother franchise, and you know, no one. You know, you want to be remembered, you want to do well, and then it's just like, I don't know. They're not living up to the expectations. But let's get back to the game.
Wonder Woman 1984 in theaters and on HBO Max Christmas Day.
Also, is anybody copying any shoes? Anybody looking at some new sneakers for whether they're for playing shoes? If you can. Ooh.
He has his fifth foul right there. Offensive foul called. On Marc Gasol.
Out of control there, right there. Tried to do a little bit too much here.
You're thinking about the Curry? Yeah, the Curry 8s actually look pretty good. This is actually, I think, going to be like the first shoe where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like Under Armour. It's like it's Curry. So I'm actually curious to see like how those are going to be. Like, I know that Under Armour signed is like exclusive, like going to have his own branding, just like LeBron does at Nike. So I'd kind of be curious to see like how the Curry 8s do. They look nice though. I like them. The Curry 2s will always be my favorite basketball shoe to ever play in, because the traction on them was like what I asked for. I'm more of a traction guy, so like I love having traction on my shoes. So like when I make my hard cuts or when I'm like dribbling and I can kind of just like, you know, stick my foot out or stick my foot in to like do the in and out move, like that's kind of like my favorite, like get them going and then attack. Like those are always my favorite. So I'm more of a traction guy. But I'm thinking of getting the Grinches, man. The Kobe 5, the Kobe Grinches, the Kobe 5s. Those are gonna be on my wish list. I've already kind of set up a scheme. I've already set up everything to get ready for it because I'm not gonna pay resale for those. It's like $350, I think, if you pay resale for those shoes. Which sucks because I mean, like, you know, I love the Mamba shoes. I think they're an awesome shoe, but you know, I think it's a shame that there's so many scalpers and bots and resellers. Like the whole bot system just annoys the hell out of me. I could probably go on to like a 10-hour tangent. You know, me and my boy Pete actually did a podcast. If you guys are interested, Ultimate Supreme Gamer. Thank you, Supreme Gamer, for that. Wow, LeBron, make that. But thank you, Ultimate Supreme Gamer, for the follow. I really appreciate that on the Twitch.
The trailing Batum left free to fire. And Schroeder's got the ball. Clippers have led the entire
Hey.
night. Winnowing his way through. Schroeder put back up and in.
There we go, Montrez.
Montrez Harrell pumps it back up and through. He's got
It's a 1-point game here in La La Land.
I've always loved his activity on the offensive glass, Kevin. Non-stop.
Let's see here. Kawhi.
It's Leonard with a little crossover on Davis. Shot clock at 3. They got a fire. Here comes Kawhi. It's off in time, but it's long. And
Yep, that's me. Just created a Twitch account since I was interested in it. Oh, yeah. Hey, no problem, man. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. I know that, you know, I want to say I really want to start, you know, branching off into other different live streaming things. Like, I would love to, like, make YouTube consistently, but I love the streaming platforms. Facebook, not so much. Just more so because I think Facebook is kind of a gimmick. And one. Good finish. That's an and one. So now we're at 74-72. The LA Lakers with the ability for Trez Harrell to make it a 1-point game at the line. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Facebook. I think like the interaction type of deal. I mean, maybe I have to play around with it a little bit more, but I just don't like it. I feel like I can't like be connected with the people that like I'm trying to connect with. Like compared to YouTube and compared to Twitch, which are more like, you know, they're kind of set up for that stuff. Like that's kind of what it is for me. So, you know, I do love to kind of stream and talk on different type of shows, but this is kind of like my favorite so far. YouTube, and then I would say Twitch. Twitch has some dumb rules that they need to start like taking account of. Like I'm starting to follow the kind of the drama of Twitch. So I think they need to work on that a little bit, but that's just my opinion. Clippers about to, yeah, I mean, they are. I mean, look at that. You know, it's a 1-point game now, 74-73. Trez, you know, makes the free throw. Can Pandemic P kind of step up? Block.
Down goes Schroeder, and that's a foul. Schroeder picks up his second.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure Schroeder was set on that contact there by Lou Williams.
I mean, that's about the same, I feel like, as a Batum. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's kind of, I mean, that's, like, up to the ref at this point. You know, that's one thing I will say that I do find annoying about just, like, basketball in general is, like, how much we complain to the refs, man. Like, at the end of the day, you know, the refs are going to, you know, they're going to make some bad calls. They're going to make some calls that no one likes. But, you know, it's just, like, you have to deal with it at the end of the day, right? I mean, like, you know, you don't want to come off as, like, a salty with sour grapes and all that stuff.
Number 2 in defensive efficiency. They were number 5.
Does not like to stay
They had lofty numbers as George will go to the bench.
Oh, okay, whatever. You know, we'll deal with it. All right, all right.
6 rebounds and 3 assists for the
There we
Clippers.
go. We'll just kind of deal with it right here. I think it's fine. Yeah, there is a lot of fouls called. It is annoying, but at the end of the day, you have to just deal with it. Like I know that there is like some crappy calls. Just like in life, there's going to be some crappy moments. You know, you just have to make the most of it, right? Like, I think that's kind of the reason why I will never be a blame ref. Like, even if I get mad at a ref for missing, like, a blatant call. Like, I will always... The one I'll always defend the ref is, like, as long as they are strong and confident on their call, I have no qualms about it. I honestly don't. I know that my athletes can kind of vouch for me on that. Like, there are some calls where you get a little bit pissed off. But it's more so, like, you know, I'm trying to... What I'm trying to, like, kind of teach is that, like, look, man, like, you're... Ooh, nice ball fake. Kind of that MJ ball fake. You just have to deal with it. Like, just in life, there's going to be some crappy moments that you deal with, so... Breaking the whiteboard, man. That was more of an inspiration, to be honest with you. Wow, that's a foul? Ooh.
And a foul. Kennard will pick it up, and he says, I'm not sure I got all ball, but they'll put Schroeder at the free throw line.
Oh, that's clean.
Close right there. You may have a point there. Nice contest there by Kennard.
Hopefully they give that to Kennard, man. That's a clean block. Now we got a 2-point Clipper lead going into the half. Let's see here if there's any other type of thing. Let's see if there's any news and rumors right now that are kind of circulating. Durant had his Laker debut. You know, he got. Let's see if there's any other type of analysts. You know, we also got joining the first time group is Howard Garfunkel. I'm not sure why he's in there. Lou Henson, Val Ackerman, Yolanda Griffin. To go with popular returning candidates: Chauncey Billups, Chris Bosh, Richard Hamilton, Becky Hammond, Swain Cash, and Ben Wallace. I mean, shoot. I mean, Paul Pierce deserves a Hall of Fame, man. Like, to be second in all-time scoring behind John Havlicek, you know, for that historic franchise, like that, you have to do something crazy like that in order to get into the Hall of Fame. So, I think he does. You know, I want to say Chauncey Billups is, but like, does everyone think that Chauncey Billups is a Hall of Fame player? I'm actually genuinely curious if you think that Chauncey Billups is a Hall of Fame player. I'm very iffy on Chauncey Billups. I know he won a championship. I'm not going to take anything away from that, but I don't know, man. He just doesn't, like, I'll have to look at the stats and kind of see, like, the games again, but I don't know. It just doesn't scream Hall of Fame, at least to me. But maybe I'm wrong on that. And same thing with Richard Hamilton. Like, I know Rip is a great player, but it's kind of the same vibe I get with him and Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups, Hall of Fame, has a Finals MVP and leadership. His team, like, yeah, I mean, like, I get that. I know he has a Finals MVP, and I know that he's a great player, but, like, you know, stats-wise and other things like that, it's like, no, Chris, he's a little bit better than Rondo. Rondo, early career Rondo could not shoot the way that he is now. Like, early Rondo, I remember those painstaking, like, there's wide open shots and he just wouldn't take it because he's trying to do ball fakes. And, you know, he's worked on his craft tremendously. So I'll give Rondo credit for working on his game, but it's just kind of like that for me. I don't know. Let's see if we're back. We're not back yet, but I will put the sound on. Let's see here. They call him Mr. Big Shot for a reason. I mean, I know he's clutch, but, like, is that kind of like the...
Opening week on TNT continues as Giannis begins his quest for a title against the Celtics. Bucks Celtics. Coverage begins tomorrow at 7. Presented by Kia on TNT.
Successful challenge by Ty Lue and the LA Clippers here. Talk about hand being part of the ball here. Nice contest there by Luke Kennard.
So Kennard stays at 2 fouls. Successful challenge by
hopefully LeBron can ramp it up in the...
As many as 22 began the quarter with a 2-point lead, build it to 7.
Kuzma doing Kuzma. Like, Kuzma, oh my God. Kuzma's so frustrating, man. He could actually be a good player. It's just like, I don't know, man.
That's where we stand right now. Kennard with a floater off the baseline, tapped in, tried by Zubac and picked up by Schroeder. Arrow down low, Kuzma on the
I think the Clippers, in order to, like, kind of get themselves, like, in this game a lot, they really need to, like...
Shot clock at 10, saved by Davis, and Zubac and Schroeder. It'll be the Clippers' ball.
They really need to take advantage of LeBron being out.
Shooting in this game, Reggie,
I mean, they have Kawhi Leonard in, and I believe they have Paul George in, so it's like, you need to start taking advantage of that, in my opinion.
Long rest here, too, for LeBron, who will be fresh for this fourth quarter.
He's played 22 minutes so far. Off balance shot by Lou Williams.
Hopefully LeBron plays all the fourth, because I need that.
Chance to tie for the Lakers. Davis, tie, nope, off and into a foul situation down low on the rebound try by the Clippers.
Hammy or right?
Davis misses the 19-foot shot.
I don't really know UW basketball too much. I'll say I've known since like maybe like 2010, because that's when I was actually interested in like college basketball. Because for the most part, I've just been NBA. But I watched Kuzma in college. Like, he definitely is not the player that we see today. Like, he definitely was like a different guy.
Kawhi Leonard.
Apparently, we paid him too. So
lead the game, and only 3 in double figures. Side out, it's Ibaka with 12 and George with 12. But Kawhi has picked up steam here, Reg, in the second half for the Clippers.
Got off to a real quick offensive start here to start this third quarter. Kind of slowed down a little bit.
Man, come on, Trez. That's the best you can do. That's the best you could do on that play. Yeah, Kuzma went to the University of Utah, so I was there when he was playing.
With 9, they go inside to Kawhi and back out to Patterson with the drive by Kuzma and a floater on the fly. It's another rebound by Schroeder, who collects his 9th rebound. Davis, 6 of 12 over Zubac.
Nah, you ain't getting that call. Sorry, bro.
Schroeder actually has 10 rebounds, so Schroeder has a double-double for the Lakers so far. 2-point game and 2:40 to go here in the third. Doubled is Leonard. Shot clock at 7. Around the horn, Williams over Kuzma.
Man, this has just been like a freaking stalemate right now with the way that this is going.
We've been stuck on 77, 75 for a while here, partner.
Yep.
Both teams struggling now.
Let's see if we can get like some sort of better offense going, man. Why this won't like tight?
Clippers began the game shooting 70% in the first quarter.
I mean,
now
like
down
it's
to
just like
46%. Schroeder will be at the line in his Laker debut. 13 points and 10 rebounds and
All right,
6
that's fine.
assists. He can see a triple-double from where he is right
Fine.
now. We've got
I'll
2
play by the
minutes to
rules.
play in the third. It's a nice way to start your career with a new team.
Absolutely.
We'll play by the rules here.
But it's just not what he's done at the offensive end. I think he's been very solid at the defensive end as well, Kev.
Markieff Morris, who was re-signed in the offseason, has checked in. Fit
Like
in
LeBron
so
might be
well
checking
with
in.
this team when he joined them. Played 14 games with the Lakers at the end of last year.
Yep, he's gonna come back in. Thank you.
Schroeder with 14.
Wow, Schroeder almost with a triple-double. 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Like you know, it's been quiet. Like I haven't really noticed it too much. Like I know he's been scoring a lot, but like I did, you know, the assists and the rebounds is something that I did not know. Like paying attention closely to the game.
That's exactly what Ty Lue wants to see from Luke Kennard. That type of aggressive behavior.
And the turnovers too.
Zubac gets the loose ball. And Paul George the other way. Driving right by
Wow, Kyle Kuzma, man.
Pretty play by George. He's got 14.
How about this smooth move by PG-13 in transition?
Oh man, Kuzma, man, that's terrible.
This is. Just goes right by Kuzma.
When they signed Kuzma to that contract extension, 3 years and $40 million, they were talking about what he did in the restart, his aggressive play. They said his improved defense. Frank Vogel was talking about that with us today. That time a tough chore in trying to guard George, and the lead is back to 6 for the Clippers. Kuzma with a floater on the fly.
Good hustle, Trez.
Is there to put it back up and in.
You definitely need a Trez on your team if you want to come back in this game. He's just gonna do the little things that will piss off other teams.
Making a debut with a new team.
But definitely will help with trying to get you back in the game, right? You know, at 82-76, different game beside, you know, now it's 82-78. All right, double off for Paul George. Paul George, you know, didn't really do a good job, I would say, in setting that up.
They've got 26 points combined. Off the bench, this is how they
Jesus, that's kind of like his bread and butter right there. It's just kind of like that drive and do a little fading shot.
on the fly, and that will go down. After George
Let's see if
hits
LeBron
that
James
floater,
can kind of
George
answer
now
that.
is 17. He is 7 of 10 tonight with LeBron back in the game, and Matthews free to fire from three.
Man, can anybody on the team make a damn jump
Rebound
shot?
by Patterson. And a minute to play as we go toward the final stretch of the third quarter. George, 3. He's getting hot now. Paul George has got 20. Timeout taken. It was close, and the Clippers jump on top. And we
That's
step
into the
aside.
fourth quarter relatively soon. Oh man, you get a little disappointed right now with the way that the game's going. Nick Anthony, Clipper Nation. PG-13 wet. Man, he's just had like a good couple of couple minutes, man. Nothing too crazy. Like, let's see what what his scoring is. He's 8 for 11 for 20 points. I mean, he's doing good. But like, I don't know why Kyle Kuzma's on him, man. Kyle Kuzma should not be on Paul George. Kuzma's gonna get cooked every time because that's not Kuzma's game. He's more of an offensive guy. I don't know. I would have. I don't even know who. I'd probably have Trezor Schroeder on him, man. I don't care if like Schroeder's got undersized on him. It's just that's who I would have. You got 18 points for LeBron James. Not doing too hot like offensively. Like just 2 assists for LeBron James is kind of absolutely ridiculous. He needs to definitely do a lot better in that aspect. Whoops. So I'm doing in fantasy basketball real quick. I do have LeBron James as one of my fantasy guys. I haven't played today. Probably should not have played him today. That's probably not the move.
And the three-point shooting tonight puts them +9 in that category. Here's LeBron with 18, splits the D, kicks it out to Morris. Shot clock at 10. Final 40 seconds of the third.
Come on.
Wesley Matthews 3.
Oh my God. Wesley Matthews, why?
Over the last 3 to 4 minutes, much better effort defensively here by the Clippers. Very active hands, body moving.
My guy was expecting to get 30 points tonight. His teammates have been letting him down.
With 22 points on the bench. Paul George is getting hot. He puts up another long shot right there. 89-78. George hits that 17-footer, and he's got 22.
Paul George has scored the last 10 for the Clippers, 15 in the quarter.
It's LeBron, and thrown away. Lou Williams, 3 to go. Kennard, open.
Wow, that turnover cost me. Gosh, dang it. No, it's not Bet Supreme Gamer. It's the fantasy app called Sleeper. So basically what it is that you play fantasy basketball, you draft like normal. But instead of like, you know, having to set your lineup every time they play, you basically pick one game throughout the week that they're playing basketball. So basically, like, for example, so like LeBron James plays the Clippers, the Mavericks, and then the Timberwolves. So basically, you can pick between those 3 games for this game week as to which game you think LeBron, like, for the most points you think LeBron could get, right? So I picked tonight because I'm like, okay, you know, it's opening night. I think LeBron James is going to try and do something crazy. I think he's going to try and do a little bit better. But so far, it's been absolutely atrocious. You know, only has 12 points to his name. Luckily, I got Trae Young. I got some other players that need to step up. So, you know, we'll see. I think this is going to be a fun week. Let's see what people are saying about Kuzma on Twitter. Kyle Kuzma and Paul George fighting to see who can be the worst player on the court. Please don't forget we signed Kyle Kuzma to a 3-year, $40 million. Now everyone's kind of crapping on Kuzma, man. But Kuzma definitely has not stepped up, man. Like, it's just been like, you know, just blowing these layups, man. Like, the layups to me are like the biggest thing. Like, you know, as someone who's like a Celtics fan, like, obviously this is great because, like, right now, you know, we're tied for championships and I want us to get more than them. But at the same time, you know, Kuzma just has not been playing well at all, you know, like a -11. You know, Wesley Matthews was a -18, even worse. He hasn't really stepped up and made his 3-point shots when it mattered most. You know, 2 of 7 for Kuzma, 1 of 3, 2 turnovers, 1 rebound, and yet he has a -11. I don't get that. I don't get how Kyle Kuzma could have worse stats than Wesley Matthews, but still have a better plus minus. Like, I know defense is everything, but man, he gets blown by on defense easily. Oh, man. Because the worst thing is going to come from this is just Clipper fans just kind of like, you know, stroking their own ego out here with the way that this game is going. You know, Kawhi Leonard's 8 for 20. Paul George is 9 of 12. I mean, that's a great stat line for Paul George. Man. Let's see if we're back yet. Oh, of course.
No doubt, both of them doing what they do. Trez obviously being really effective, rolling to the basket.
Yeah, like your fans would be hating.
Dennis been in the paint all night. I couldn't be happier with that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if LeBron James can kind of step up. Like right now, I'm kind of disappointed in LeBron James.
Lakers have never led. Clippers have been up by as many as 22.
The fans will think that they win the chip now.
Kuzma with LeBron on the wing. James tonight 18 points on 13 shots, and that will drop from outside.
There you go, Kyle Kuzma. Way to finally make your buckets. Lakers fans the worst. Can't watch this game without everyone on LeBron's. Glad you censored yourself there.
Signed that big contract right before the season.
Oh my goodness. Why is Kuzma on Paul George, man?
24 on 13 shots. There's a try by James, knocked away inside, and that is a ball that's out of bounds. And LeBron with a bit of a smile as he goes the other way. With words from Pat Beverly.
Pat Beverly. How about the block there by Zubac?
That's the thing. Like, I mean, Clippers fans forget about last year, and I think you're still going to have the same problem. Like, defensively, you can't stop anybody. But Kuzma's just like freaking Swiss. Kuzma's Swiss cheese, man. He's literally Swiss cheese. Like, you could just put him against anybody on the island. Like, last year was Morris. This year it's freaking Kuzma. Because Kuzma just, you know, doesn't really take pride in defense. There we go, LeBron. Make your points. Get your points, LeBron. I need it. I'm gonna need a little bit more from you this quarter. It's just like his teammates have not made the shot, like have not made the shots, and that's kind of the annoying thing is that like Pat Patterson. Ooh. Eek. All right, LeBron, take over. Please. Thank you, Morris. I needed that. I needed that.
Who in the playoffs for the Lakers was 42% from outside.
Oh my goodness, man. It's kind of been the struggle watching this game, man. Like for the Lakers, you know, for being a former champ, like I understand that there's growing pains. You're probably rusty. You're probably like fatigued because you just played the NBA season like maybe 3 months ago. But man, I can tell you like right now, like I think it's going to take them a little bit of time before they get back into everything. Like Marc Gasol, like I talked about, is not going to be playing the amount of minutes that I think everyone thinks he will be. Just kind of watching it and kind of seeing like how he moves and how he operates. Like he's just not the same guy that you got in Toronto when you won the championship. So, you know, we really need to kind of look at and see like, you know, what can Marc Gasol really add to the Lakers? Obviously with the second unit, he can add a lot of things, but you know, it's going to be up to the Lakers and kind of like what the Lakers do offensively. Because I think Schroeder's obviously shown that he can start. He's the starter. You know, Wesley Matthews definitely needs to step his game up. It's definitely been a frustrating thing for Wesley Matthews. Kuzma's shown that he's still the same Kuzma. Like, there's no difference from last year and this year. And I just think this is who Kuzma is and who Kuzma will be. Like, he'll give you the occasional games where you're like, dang, like, Kuzma can play like this. You know, he's going to be great. But there's too many times where he's playing like he is now, and you're just like, you're scratching your head. Like, $40 million, like, that's a great contract if you want to trade it away, which I think they will. Whether it's this year or next year, it's yet to be seen. But I think next year is when you're probably going to look at a trade for Kyle Kuzma. I mean, I just like I said, like it's just one of those things that I don't think that Kyle Kuzma understands necessarily like to add things to his bag, right? It just seems like he's playing the same game that he has been since he left the University of Utah and went to the Lakers. Like he's kind of still played in that same gimmick. And I just don't think anything's changed so far, like I've seen, at least for me. Like personally, I've not seen Kuzma change one bit. Like it's still the same Kuzma. See here. Nope. Oh man. I need this game to resume. Get back into the fourth quarter. Oh man. It's taking forever to get back into the game. But yeah, man, I just kind of perusing, kind of looking to see if there's any kind of trade talks or anything kind of heating up. Doesn't really look like it too much. We got Michael Porter Jr. kind of being in trade rumors and trade talks for James Harden, Will Barton, Jamal Murray. But I don't see that happening. Horton Tucker, another 5 breakout stars to look at in the preseason. Nothing too crazy. I mean, let's look at Real GM really quick and see if there's anything. Whoops, that's not what I want. Oops. Real GM, as I kind of look. Nothing really, and we're back in the game.
Here comes Kennard, 6-point game.
Oof.
Long shot put down. Pretty one right there.
Patrick Beverley making a big match. It's 94-85, the LA Clippers at this point.
Right off the bench here for the Clippers. Beverley with the big answer 3.
Every time the Lakers are close in this game, here's Caruso.
There we go, Caruso. Make your threes. Give me those points.
Right there. Comes at a good time. Pulls the Lakers to within 6.
This is setting up to be some kind of finish here between these.
You think the Lakers matchup was less entertaining as last year?
It's Kennard with the hesitation. Zubac's in there.
I think what's less entertaining about it is just the fact that, like, I don't know.
Did he roll his ankle?
Well, we'll have to see here.
He may have rolled his ankle a little bit.
No, he's fine.
Nice drive here by Kennard. Yep. That left ankle
right
a little
before
bit.
He couldn't put on the brakes. He tried to when he was going up against Zubats.
Oof.
Stepped
yeah,
on his
right
foot.
on the foot. Right on the foot there of Zubats.
James with his second personal foul. Zubats is at the free throw line for the Clippers.
I think it's less entertaining because I know the fact that the Clippers are going to Clipper. They're gonna get. This has just kind of been the running gimmick, right? They're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Like, they'll always get close. They'll get to a point where you're like, yes, this is the year the Clippers will get it, and then all of a sudden they blow it. And I just don't think, and I think that's what makes it less entertaining is because they're not able to get over the hump. Because I know, like, for a fact, like, they're like maybe the fun of it would be like, seeing if they could get over the hump.
Approaching 9 to play. James tonight has played 27 minutes with his 20 points.
Oh, that better go. Oh my God, you ruined a highlight.
And Kennard.
Almost fouled. Fouled by
Kennard.
Kennard.
Shot. He'll go to the line for 3. You're right.
He ruined a highlight. That should have been a highlight. Come on, Morris.
Through the legs.
You ruined a highlight there, man. That's a highlight. You got to make your threes, man.
I mean, beautiful look here by LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron James is upset. Look at that. LeBron James isn't even looking at Marcus Morris.
We've got Markieff Morris at the
Yep, not looking at it. He understands that he really should have made that shot.
Let's watch it. Couldn't tell from that angle as much, and like all of you, we're just watching off monitors. Sometimes you can see it when you're courtside, and that's one of the parts about not being at the arena that you miss. The things like that.
That's a passive aggressive from LeBron right there.
Look at that once again, but Morris at the stripe. Kennard picks up his 3rd foul.
Is LeBron having words with his former coach and Ty Lue here? Helped him win a championship in Cleveland.
But I do think it's less entertaining, Supreme Gamer, just because, like, I think there could have been more entertainment if the Clippers were actually, like, you know, in this competitiveness. But, like, even though they're the third best team in the West, in my opinion, I still think that it's just not a competition.
Kennard and George and Zubats. Puts on the brakes,
My goodness, Paul George is putting on the clinic.
Pretty shot by George. He's got 27.
I just hope the Lakers win just for the sake of opening night. You know, you're the champion.
LeBron is 7 of 16.
But so far, it's not looking like it.
Falls into the palm of the point guard, Patrick Beverly.
He has to go through Paul George right now.
That's a long shot, which will not drop. George has got 20 in the second half. Rebound by Montrezl Harrell. That will be his 10th. He's got a double-double. Schroeder's got a double-double, and Schroeder's only 4 assists away from a triple-double. James working, Beverly right with him. Into Zubats, no.
Yeah, that's a huge foul.
Zubats.
Give him the foul.
Number 4 on the former Laker. Zubats.
I still need about 10 more points from LeBron. So, you know, if he can just get that with scoring, I'll be okay with that. Or assists. You know, his teammates need to make these buckets, man. I believe he only has 2 assists. This is what frustrates me more about anything with LeBron James teammates sometimes, is that they don't make their shots. He has 5 assists, 5 rebounds, but he should have way more than that if his teammates just make the damn shots.
On TNT is brought to you by the all-new Kia Sorento, the world's first storytelling machine, and by Hennessy, the spirit of the NBA.
Oh, a lay violation.
Kevin, I think they just called a violation on that first free throw attempt by Patrick Beverly by coming in to that little cylinder area early. LeBron had missed that first one. Now he gets another attempt at it and drains it.
So LeBron James tonight, 21 points, 5 rebounds.
The NBA is so inconsistent with that rule. I hate it. Like, all refs are, because, like, you're not really paying attention to that as a ref, right? Like, I understand that, but, like, that's the one rule where I'm just like, you know, if you're gonna call, like, I understand, like, the one time, like, okay, I kind of noticed it. Let's see if they'll do it again.
Like we were saying earlier,
Like that's early. Like Zubats left early again, and they didn't call anything.
MVP voting in back of Giannis. It was the 7th time in his career he was number 2 in MVP voting. He's won it 4 times.
What?
Here's the drive, and they go inside, and Harrell with a great play as Beverly and the teammates who were big buddies with the Clippers have a couple of words and nice competition.
Trez. Let me see how much points Trez got from me. I got. Woo! There you go, Zubac. Good finish.
Speed as he came and timed it well. He beats Zubac, slams that through. Talen Horton-Tucker is in the game for the Los Angeles Lakers. This is Caruso driving and looking to feed. It was deflected. And Beverly, I think, got a hand on it. Leonard at the other end picked up his 3rd assist on the feed to Zubac.
Oh.
Is in. Here comes George.
Uh-oh.
Beverly, that's a 3. Caldwell Pope, you're right. Holding on to the calf.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I need to see this replay.
He took a shot from that high screen and roll.
7:08 to go in the 4th quarter.
Ooh, yeah, it's just like one of those, like, Charlie Horse, like, just bruised, like a bone bruise. Those are always the worst. Like, the bone bruises are, like, one of the worst injuries, because, like, what sucks about a bone bruise is that, like, it's literally, like, I'm probably, my girlfriend will probably be pissed at me because she's an athletic trainer and I'm just some dude that, you know, played sports back in the day and, like, trying to be bro science this really quick. But, you know, the thing with the bone bruise is just, like, it is painful because, like, it's one of those things that it just, you know, you can put ice on it, it heals, but, like, it's in there, it's deep. It's not like one of those things where, like, you can, like, the only thing that you can do probably is just, you know, make sure you wrap it and put a little cast on it. But, like, when you initially get it without the padding, it just hurts. and I feel like it's painful. And it's more so like what's your threshold on pain when it comes to those bone. That's what it just looks like. It looks like a bone bruise. Let's see here. Kyrie Irving got him 22. Paul 21. Okay. Let's see here. Let's kind of wait for the game. Damn, Trez got 22 tonight. That's tough. I don't think that there's any kind of news and rumors so far. Like, I haven't found anything. Like, Real GM hasn't really given me any news and rumors. So, I mean, like, the only thing really is just the James Harden debacle. Like, if you guys didn't miss it from the last stream, basically, James Harden just got into altercations with his teammates and basically just kind of got pissed off at them, throwing basketballs. It's become such a freaking cluster, you know what, because of James Harden. Like, at the end of the day, James Harden really needs to step up, be a man, and just say, you know what? I appreciate the city of Houston. I loved everything they did for me, but I think it's just time we both part ways. I envision myself on a different team, or like I envision myself doing things different that the Rockets are not. I'm not doing, man. So like, yeah, I mean that's kind of like my thing. I'm probably just spewing randomness right now, but you know, we'll see. You know, LeBron James, hopefully he can step up and give me some points. Yeah, man, it's just kind of been a quiet. Hopefully this can be kind of a game.
Let's take a look at the upcoming national TV schedule. ESPN tomorrow. The Dallas
See here.
Mavericks.
Harden is not a man, obviously you can tell by his actions. Like, yeah, it's just like dumb. Like getting in a freaking altercation with a freaking rookie, man. It's just like, come on now. Also, why is LeBron James not on the court? Nah, travel. Thank you. Call that travel.
And a travel. Turning it over right there, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, who has put in 9 points, all coming in the second quarter. If you're just joining us, the Lakers have never led. The game
Come on, bud. I need you out there.
With 5 to play in the third. Clippers have outscored the Lakers 26-17 since. Leonard's got 22. George has 27. LeBron with 22 points. That's a 3. Good.
Wow.
Wow, what a shot. Paul George has really got
This is going to be fun. I think the headlines are going to be very interesting for tomorrow's First Take and ESPN and like Undisputed and, you know, Colin Cowherd and all those other shows are going to be like the Nets win big. They basically beat the brakes off the Warriors. And then you got the Lakers, you know, depending on what happens in this game, obviously there's still a lot of game left. You know, you're going to see if they lose, then you're going to get this freaking like, you know, sort of storyline where they're like, oh, you know, the Lakers, they lost. The Knicks, they won. Oh, the Nets better than the Lakers? It's just like you're going to get those type of storylines. And like, you know, Paul George gets you 30 points, you know, 12, 17, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. But like, he hasn't stepped up to me. Like, he'll always be like that guy that just always falls short.
Foul on Caldwell-Pope. The other way they go with Davis, who's got 14 points and 7 rebounds over Zubac. Anthony Davis.
Let's see if they can get a roll going here, man. We need LeBron out there, man. Why is he not out there?
Leonard and Davis. Caruso's on Batum. Here comes Kawhi. Horton Tucker is there, and it goes to Kawhi Leonard, who puts that shot down. Leonard's got 24.
They're going to need a 3 here.
And this is what makes this Clippers team so lethal when you got George and Leonard both cooking at the same time.
Leonard just getting his first points in this fourth quarter with that little mid-range shot, whereas Paul George has been on fire in the second half. Reggie, 9 of 11 shooting for the Clippers. Under 6 to go. Beverly screened by Zubaka inside. Zubac saves the ball.
Zubaka?
Leonard, 3, no. And saved by the frisky play of Beverly.
Oh my goodness. Not another freaking little injury. Come on, Anthony Davis. Gotta step up a little bit here. Good hands.
Caldwell Pope slapped it away, knocked it away. 1 second.
LeBron.
Good defense right there by Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Labron, I need you in here, man.
Should they communicate this out of bounds that there's only 1 second left on this shot clock? Put a bigger defender like Anthony Davis for the Lakers on the ball here, make it very difficult.
Let's see what they write here. Opposite.
Quickly out to Lou Williams. That 3 won't go. And look at the hustle of Leonard, keeps it alive. Leonard, 3 over here. Oh no.
Oh my God. Get some boards, man.
Offensive rebound. Another save right there. 50-50 balls and offensive rebounds to the Clippers.
It's just, I don't know. I feel like they're giving the Clippers a little more confidence than they really should have. Man, you give them like 4 or 5 shit. You give an NBA player four or five opportunities to score a freaking basket. I mean, that's bound to happen, man. Like, come on. Like that's the thing. Like, ugh. It's like that to me. Like that sequence just kind of shows me that the Lakers are just not interested in this game. They're not. And I think the Clippers wanted it a little bit more. I think this was kind of a statement game. You know, Tyronn Lue kind of talked about this probably in the pregame. He's like, look, man, the Lakers just won a championship. Let's spoil their championship night. You know, we'll give you all PS5s and we'll all, you know, they might have won a championship, but y'all get PS5s in your stocking stuffers. You know, it's just one of those things where I just find it annoying in my opinion, where it's like, you know, the Lakers really should be looking at trying to get a championship, trying to make a statement to the league saying like, you know, with all these new additions that we have, we are here to win the championship. But what I'm seeing from guys like Marc Gasol, who, you know, has not played since I believe the second half, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, how many minutes has he really played? He's played 12 minutes. So obviously Marc Gasol starting is just like absolutely terrible. 5 personal fouls. You know, Caldwell Pope with only 9 points after that new contract. I don't know. It's looking a little suspect again. You know, people kind of call up Caldwell Pope, you know, with the last contract. Let's see if he can kind of live up to this contract now.
St. Chuck is delivering $30 million in free gifts to all FanDuel fantasy and sportsbook customers. Log in to FanDuel now.
Oh, my back is killing me.
From Chuck, Leonard and George, Reggie Miller, a combined 57 points and 22 of 42 shooting tonight for the Clippers.
Let's see if the Clippers can close this out. I mean, that's kind of been their huge gimmick. Let's see if LeBron's on the court. I mean, I would like LeBron to be on the court.
Create offense, obviously, we're seeing tonight for themselves. But
LeBron still remains on the bench, I guess. I mean, that's kind of lame, in my opinion. I don't know why he doesn't want to be in there.
Schroeder with the double-double. Leonard is on him.
Why is Kuzma? Why do you have Kuzma in with? I understand like this game may be or may not be over, but really Kuzma?
Schroeder. Rebound Batum. Here comes Lou Williams. 4 starters out there, and Lou Williams.
If I'd known that LeBron James was going to take this day off, I would have just had him start, or I would have played him in a different game.
George got it again. Paul George hits another one.
Yeah, LeBron's not coming back in the game.
33 on 18 shots.
And Paul George recognized that he had the smaller
Man.
Caruso trying to guard him in that mid post.
Davis fade away with the defending Leonard right there. 18.
It would be nice if LeBron came back in the game, but that's just my opinion.
Lead was as great as 22 points for the Clippers tonight.
The score right now is 111 to 96. Clippers with 3:37 left in the game. But it would be nice if LeBron would get on the court. You know, Kuzma just I think everybody in Laker Nation wants Kuzma to be like this sort of, you know, second coming of like a great like off the bench guy. You know, had a great, you know, little run when the young Lakers was in there. And it just hasn't worked out for me. I mean, I just don't like it at all.
At the line. And Serge Ibaka has gone 2 of 3. He's got 12 points and now 13 for the game. This holiday season, Bleacher Report, in association with the NBA, has turned your favorite teams into Hollywood blockbusters. Introducing Check.
So again, it's 112-96 LA Clippers with 3:37 left to play. Still no LeBron James in the game.
Before people start overreacting about the Lakers, you and I, again, I'll say this, we did opening night a year ago between these two teams.
Why is Kuzma trying to get in these stupid games with Kawhi Leonard, dude? You're literally playing an absolute garbaggio right now. So why are you trying to get in these stupid games with them?
He looks tired, and they went on to win their 17th championship. So one game, can't overreact, and a short turnaround, 71 games, 71 days between.
Paul George picks up the foul.
I think LeBron is done. He's wearing a mask, wearing a freaking the championship T-shirt. Yeah, he's done.
5 assists, hit 3 threes,
That's annoying.
and was 7 of 17.
And you'll see those numbers.
Shooter around the screen. And looking to go. The ball deflected. The shot clock is at 5. Here comes Caldwell Pope. He drives.
There's a reason why no one's passing to Kuzma. I know Kuzma was open on the corner, but man. Travel violation. Come on, LeBron. Get in the game.
And it goes on the Clippers with a little shove. Kawhi Leonard will pick that up. His 4th.
Away from the ball foul there by Kawhi. I didn't see too much contact there.
Great, we got Morrison.
So they take out Caldwell Pope. They put in Markieff Morris. And Dennis Schroeder will feed Kuzma, who buries the 21-footer. He's now got 9 on a 3, make it 4 of 9 shooting night tonight for the Lakers. He came off the bench. He started in the preseason. Tonight coming off the bench. Lou Williams on the wing. 14-point game. Kennard, 3.
Yeah, it would be nice if Kuzma or LeBron was in the game. It's a 12-point game with 2 minutes left. It would be nice for LeBron to come in the game.
You can see the way they pass and know where each other is, and Harrell with 16 points.
Once fans are allowed back in these ball games, Schroeder's going to be a fan favorite here for Laker Nation. He just has a coolness and a smoothness to his game.
112-100, 2:23 left on the clock. If you guys are wondering what the score and the time is, it's like it's a freaking 11-point game. Like, this could be a game if you get your freaking starters in the game, man. What, do they need to like miss a couple more baskets and then you put the guys back in to try and win the game?
Approaching to the play. Leonard with it, 26. Kennard. Lou Williams, the fake and the floater. Lou Williams puts it up and in. Give him 11 on 8 shots. Kuzma off a screen. Every time the Lakers, Reg, have crept a little bit close, there's a feed inside it.
He better finish that.
Kuzma, the cut and the 2. Nice feed from on top, and Harrell found him.
What a beautiful pass for Harold. Not really known to be a great passer. That was pretty nifty right there by the big guy.
Here's Leonard dancing and Kuzma's on him. Here's Kennard and off to Batum. Into Horton Tucker. Ball bounced away. There's some nice defense by the Lakers. On the fly, Kuzma and a whistle.
Oh man, this is just ridiculous.
Well, we mentioned this earlier in the game, but the Lakers, Reg, a year ago, as Kawhi Leonard will pick up the foul. And Kuzma will be at the line. Kawhi's got 5. And Kuzma will get his 12th point. 24-3 was their start last year. And they were so focused with the new relationship on the floor with LeBron and Anthony Davis. But tonight, with them being defending champions and throughout the season, and they talked about this.
It's a 9-point game.
Every night. Certainly, you've got a target on your
Man, I understand you're not trying to, like, basically, get LeBron James kind of going, but like I don't really like this signal that the Lakers are sending here. It's like, oh, we're up by 9. We're not going to send in our best starting unit. I mean, they basically just got bullied by Ibaka tonight. I mean, I don't know who was I need to look at the match again, or sorry, the game, and just see like who was guarding Ibaka in these sets, because he literally has 15 points, which is great. I mean, like the Lakers, they didn't really get much from anybody. Dennis Schroeder definitely helped. But still, like, defensively was kind of a liability. LeBron James did okay, not the best. Anthony Davis definitely did not play like an MVP tonight. I think, that was my MVP choice, or that was the guy I think I was going for MVP, but he's not really stepped up to the plate like I thought he would. This is kind of concerning to me, especially the first game makes a first impression. So I'm not really impressed with the way that the game has gone so far for him. I mean, Trez is giving you 17. Pandemic P is giving you 33, and Kawhi Leonard is giving you 26. The superstars definitely did not show up today for the Lakers, and I think that's the biggest reason why they lost. Not to be like a Lakers apologist, or to be like, oh, the Lakers. Like, literally, LeBron James has 4 turnovers. Anthony Davis, 4 turnovers. They're 8 for 15, 0 for 2 for Anthony Davis. LeBron James is 3 for 8. I mean, it's just, and 5 for 7 for free throws. I mean, the turnovers kill me, man, because, Paul George has 5. Obviously, they had that one, which was a ghost turnover. I don't know. The superstars didn't show up tonight. And Kuzma just, he might have given you 13, but, like, those are just garbage. Like, he's giving you 13 points, and that's it. Not doing anything else. Not rebounding, not assisting, not doing anything. Just basically scoring.
Tonight, absolutely spectacular. Talking about owing this.
But Paul George is trying to get into that, like, playoff form that he brags about having. See, this to me is what's going to piss me off. What's going to piss me off is that people are going to look at this game and be like, is Paul George changed, or did Paul George get better? Like, did Paul George blah, 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 blah? Like, that's what we're going to get from people. Like, and that's the thing where I'm just like, I don't need to see this, man.
Clippers tonight were plus 12 points in the paint and plus 15 points from 3. Kelly is checked in, number 25 you see right there, and that shot off the baseline taken by Terrence Mann. He played at Florida State, as did Kabengele. Coming up next inside the NBA. When Cook is in the game for the first time, and here's a Kuzma shot with a screen by Harrell. And Kuzma puts it in and give him 15.
That was ball game, Nick Anthony.
Clippers are going to take this one tonight. Kabengele has it. And the season is officially underway with the 2 teams in the
Lakers fans are going to cry. Clippers fans are going to rejoice. And every other fan's like, nah, just another, like, we all know what's going to happen. This is basically kind of what my reaction is to this game. Like, am I going to, like, the Lakers should be, they honestly should be a little bit embarrassed, because it's like, it's opening night. You won the championship. And I know that you're going to be rusty, but it would be nice of you to, like, have LeBron James and Anthony Davis out there, so you can't give the excuse of, oh, well, we didn't really have our star players out there. Like, I don't want to hear that excuse from the Lakers, but I also don't want to hear from the freaking Clippers fans either, being like, yeah, we kind of showed, we exposed the Lakers, like, they're not really as good as everyone says they are. Like, look, it's going to take time. Like, Marc Gasol basically almost fouled out of the game, like, in the first half. So I'm not really too worried or concerned about it. But what I am concerned and worried about more so is just the fact that, like, how many minutes is LeBron going to play? 28 minutes, definitely not the type of minute restriction. I didn't think he was going to have a minute restriction, but it's looking like that's kind of the minute restriction. And then, you got the Clipper fans going to be like, Paul George, he's back to his old ways. He's going to be an MVP. Like, nah, like, I just don't see that. So, yeah, that's kind of basically it, guys. Thank you once again for joining me here on The Charge. We'll be live tomorrow again. We won't do, we'll do more news and rumors and kind of recap of what happened in tonight's game, and also kind of maybe look forward to what's going on tomorrow. But yeah, man, I really appreciate everybody that was here. We got a lot of subscriptions. We got a lot of people tuning in, especially to our first stream. And even our second stream, we got about like 200 people in here. So I really appreciate everybody that's in here. But anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie. Thank you once again. Let's actually listen to Paul George.
Gee, thanks a lot for joining us. Tell me about the ebb and flow of this game for you. A 7-point first half and then 26 in the second half.
I just allowed the game to come to me. I thought I put a lot of just pressure on myself to score. I got into a good rhythm of making plays for the team. That's how I play. That's how I catch fire. I let the game come to me. I took the shots when they were available, and I didn't press. I thought that was the biggest thing. I didn't press for shots.
We know what you did last year. We're not going to talk about last year, but we think you could have played better. But you started out the season with 33 points. You think you can keep this going? I think you can keep this going.
Later, Supreme Gamer. Have a good one, man.
I mean,
one of your biggest supporters. 33 is easy for you. I think you can do this every night.
This is, man, y'all don't know, man. Coming off 2 shoulder surgeries ain't easy. I'm 2 years removed. I had a heck of an offseason coming into this year where I was able to train and get back on the floor and play basketball coming into the season. So I'm just in a good headspace. I'm in a good physical space. And I put a lot of work coming into this year.
Paul, I hate when guys come out and talk about double standards for players when they get traded and things like that. Do you think there was a disconnect with the preferential treatment for you and Kawhi last year? That was the rumors. We don't know what's true, but there was a lot of stuff said that you guys got preferential treatment. Was
good. Press him. Let me know what. Let me know.
True?
I mean, as you know, Charles, the dudes that put in the work, that built themselves up to be where they at, it's a reason they get to that level. They know what they need, and they know what makes them play at a high level. So whoever that offends, we ain't have that issue right now in this locker room. So.
Yeah. Before my question, because I've been the other guy, like if you have a problem with somebody getting preferential treatment, then just put more work in. I mean, that's the NBA. It's not college. It's not high school. Guys do get preferential.
But we'll talk about it because it works both ways. Because you read the article about James Harden, correct?
Yeah, but you get preferential treatment.
Yeah, but you don't get to abuse it. That's the difference.
You have to be.
This is interesting.
Anyway, we'll get.
Sorry about these fools, Paul.
No, Paul. No. But honestly, that's comical to me to hear that. If I was on the Paul team, I would feel upset. But anyway, the one thing that you have to concentrate. You said you let the game come to you. I think, this is a question and a comment. I think at times you shouldn't let the game come to you. I think that you're a good enough player. Do you think at times that happens when you guys get stagnant last year, that you were letting it come to you? So I think that you have to find a happy medium between the two.
When I say that, I don't mean that I'm not going to be aggressive.
Okay.
I'm talking about aggressive to shoot the ball. I'm going to be aggressive to make plays as I tried to get my teammates shots, getting in the paint. I was aggressive trying to get in the paint and make plays. But I'm not going to be out here just try to jack up shots just because I'm Paul George on the floor. You know what I mean? I'm going to get myself up on plays to try to create double teams, try to create rotations, and play from there. And if I got one-on-one situations, I'm going to take them.
An efficient 33-point night. 13 out of 18, 5 out of 8 from deep, and a win over the Lakers on ring night. Paul George, thanks a lot for joining us. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. 6'8", too, man. These guys.
When we come back, we will get into Inside the NBA presented by Kia. Get into the conversation Chuck began right there with Kenny, and much more after this.
Alrighty, everyone. I think that's going to do it for the charge, guys. Thank you once again for joining here. Again, guys, we did listen to Paul George. I'll kind of go, talk about what I think, what kind of his interview was, and we'll kind of go over it tomorrow. Again, guys, we'll be live tomorrow. I'm a little, I'll save it for tomorrow. Anyway, guys, thank you once again for joining me here on the charge. Again, guys, remember to hit that like button. Also remember to hit that subscribe button. To give me the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. Really appreciate each and every one of you here joining me on the charge. It's been a fun time. It's been a crazy experience, and I really appreciate what happened today. To everybody that hit the subscribe button, also people that hit the subscribe button on Twitch, subscribe button on YouTube, and also a little bit of donation. We got a little $10 donation tonight. But anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie. Thank you once again for joining me here, and I'll see you